We shall now have the opportunity for a moment of silence for prayers or meditation. Thank you very much. We shall be seated. Oh, my apologies. Hey, Kilibetul, today is a Women's Day. Chera is a normal sitting. Now the things have changed. While we're all standing, can we request someone to lead us on singing the national anthem? Anyone in the house can lead us with the national anthem. Thank you very much. We may all be seated. Thank you very much. Good morning to the speaker, the acting premier of today, members of legislature, our guests today. Also, let me thank the speaker for singing the national anthem for us. I think we should have a choir for honorable members. She is good on that one. Thank you very much. Let me, before I read the rules of the House today, let me acknowledge our guests that are here, all of them. Let me acknowledge the Bishop Mphahlele Babalinalerina in the House today. Let me also acknowledge the IEC. I see Kiababona. I can guest list, but you are all welcome. I know that SABC is here with us. I also know that Black Management Forum is here with us. I also know that Positive Women Network is here with us. I also know that DEFSA is here with us. I also know that DPSA is here with us. And Black and young professionals that are here with us. All women, you are all welcome. And all our guests, I am quite sure that when the speaker comes and talk to you, she will recognize all of you because you are her guest today. Let me go straight to the rules. The Standing Rules of Procedure for Women's Parliament, 28 August 2025. When the Speaker's procession enters the chamber, all delegates and guests are expected to stand up and remain standing until the Speaker reaches the table. The Honorable Speaker will request the Assembly to observe a moment of silent prayer and meditation, thereafter request the Assembly to be seated. The delegates who is called upon to make a presentation shall be requested to take the podium. After presentation, the delegates shall submit his or her papers to the Secretariat. If a delegate enters or wishes to leave the chamber, he or she is required to bow to the Speaker at the door. All delegates shall remain silent when a presentation is made by another delegate. Delegates shall address the House through the Speaker. Delegates are not allowed to cross the chamber when going to the podium. All cell phones should be switched off upon entering the chamber. This also includes the people in the public gallery. And let me also recognize our executive mayors. If I don't recognize our executive mayor as speaker, you know, from our church, I've got my deputy chairperson of my ruling party, who's also happened to be the chairperson of the region, Me Baula Maina. She's here with us as the executive mayor of Sekhukhune. And all other mayors, I'm trying to check, but all mayors, you must know you are all recognized, and all our speakers from local municipalities, I know you are here. You are all recognized, and all our guests. Thank you very much. Are there any motions without notice in terms of the House Rule 145? From my table, I know I don't have any. We shall now call upon the Honorable Machomane GD to make a welcoming address. Let's all welcome her, honorable members and our presenters.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. The Speaker of the Limpopo Legislature, Honorable Dr. Makoma Makurupeche, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tebogo Mamurobela, members of the Provincial Legislature, the Acting Premier, Medieketseng Mashiru, members of the Executive who are here with us today, Executive Mayors, Marunoa, mayors of our local municipalities, representatives of women sectors organizations, honorable members who will be presenting to us today, distinguished guests, members of the media, good morning. Dumelang, Abusheni, Dimacheroni, Lochani. It is with distinct sense of pride that I stand here to welcome you to this August House on such a special and remarkable occasion of the 2025 Women's Sector Parliament. This event is held under the theme Building Resilient Economics for All. In reflecting on the relevance of today's theme, we are gathered here to salute the contribution of women towards the liberation of the oppressed people in our province. We further acknowledge considerable progress of our province has achieved in gender equity, equality, and inclusive governance. Our theme is forward-looking and requires a deliberate reconstruction of ideas, systems, and structures that harness the full productive potential of all women, with particular attention to those who have been historically excluded from economic power. Honorable Speaker, the President Cyril Ramaphosa, in his address, to the Women's Day celebration on the 9th August 2025 at Nkuankua Stadium, pointed out a significant aspect to the effect that reflected on that South Africa hold the second position among the G20 nations regarding female representations. This is an important milestone and a noteworthy accomplishment deserving of recognition on the role played by women in the various leadership responsibilities in our society. Women continue to demonstrate capable leadership qualities in the attainment of an equal, just, and democratic society. The chant, Watinti abafazi, Watinti Mbogoto, has now gone beyond mere words, but now an embodiment of the tenacity, resilience, and strength of women. Honourable Speaker, we are encouraged to use this day as a reflection of the ongoing obstacles and effort required to continue the fight towards equality and inclusiveness. To achieve this, we must always draw inspiration and motivation from the resilience and unity of the women of 1956, whose essence remains undiminished in our reaction and conservation today. We need to remain mindful that gender equality lies at the core of our democracy. For true democracy only flourishes when all individuals are treated with dignity and respect and have access to equal opportunities. This platform should serve as a reminder that gender equity is not a struggle for a fundamental human rights, but an essential necessity for achieving sustainable development, promoting peace and stability, and fostering a more just and inclusive society, women's rights and human rights. Honourable Speaker, we are looking forward for the finalization of the promotion of the Women's Rights, Empowerment and Gender Equality Bill, which seeks to institutionalize gender-responsive planning, budgeting, procurement, and service delivery across all organs of state, and will provide the enforcement mechanism that have long been missing. This will go a long way in strengthening institutional and economic empowerment of business owned by women, youth, and persons living with disability. Furthermore, Speaker, the recently developed Socio-Economic Empowerment Index is a useful tool that helps to track empowerment and participation across socio-economic sectors, thus promoting a deeper analysis of systematic barriers affecting women economic empowerment. This dialogue, therefore, comes at the right time as all these efforts are in a place towards the total emancipation of women standing in society from diversity of opportunities as presented by our democratic government. You are welcome to the 2025 Women's Sector Parliament sitting, and we wish you all the best in your deliberation. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majomane, for welcoming our delegates and our guests. We shall now call upon the chairperson of the Standing Committee on the Quality of Life Status and Women, Youth, and People with Disability to share with the delegates the purpose of this event, the Honorable Mantata Mahasela.
Malibongwe. Malibongwe. Watinti bafazi. Uzokufa. Uzokufa. Uh, Good morning, all of you, the Honorable Speaker, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to our acting Premier, Mema Shiru, Ntate Tima, Ntate Hlongwane, Ntate Shiru, to our COO, Auslindiwe, to our Honorable Speaker of the House, not Speaker of today, but Speaker of the House, who is Dr. Grace Makurupechi. And I'm also going to greet the Speaker of the House of today, who is Honorable Grace Mamrobela. Ankere le ya ko re ba specialize ka di graces, because they are graced. Thank you very much. Let me also acknowledge our bishop, who is amongst us, Mem Patlele, and also acknowledge the Deputy Presiding Officer of the day, Mehelem, and honorable members of the House. I can see that honorable members are here. Our honorable MEC, Me Sibanda, and then we are happy that we are here, honorable MEC, and all the committee members who are here. Me Sibanda Kekana. Honorable Speaker, and honorable members of Limpopo Legislature, in particular, women, because today is all about them. And women from all walks of life across length and breadth of our beautiful province. You can see that we have got beautiful women in our province. Just look at yourselves and clap hands for yourselves. You look stunning. You also look gorgeous and beautiful because you are pretty women, and we thank you for that. Honorable Speaker, it was on the 9th of August, 1995, where the democratic government in South Africa formally declared and dedicated this day as a special day to celebrate women. So we are gathered here under the theme, Building Resilient Women, Building Resilient Economics for All, which highlights the critical events of empowering women in the economy, promoting women leadership across all the sectors, and dismantling the historical barriers that hindered women and hindered women development. It is because if the of resilience, strength, and commitment shown by the likes of our heroines like Mama Lillian Ngoyi, Albertina Sisulu, Helen Joseph, and numerous others, that we are able to speak with satisfaction and confidence as women. We have seen women deployed into strategic positions of leadership in both private and public sectors, which is an achievement looking at how women were treated in the past. So our province is moreover amongst other provinces that benefited from the positive strides by the ANC-led government through the deployment of every first female premier, Mayor Dr. Popira Matuba. And then we also can see that in our PMT legislature, we have got Popi, she's a woman. We have got our Honorable Dr. Speaker, she's a woman. We also have got our Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tebo Mamrowela, she's a woman. So can you see that we are moving for the better? In fact, it's the best. I can't say it's for the better, it's the best. Honorable Speaker, allow me, before I say anything, kasi pedi bari, hu basadi ba, ri a nyanya. Ebile ke be ke ba tsheisa ke re ka stokwa, ri a mama malina. So, which means that we are breastfed as a province from the caliber of their leadership. Allow me to borrow from the word of an icon, Tata Nelson Mandela, when he said, it always seemed impossible until it's done. Now it's done. It seemed like it was impossible, but we can see that now it's done. Honorable Speaker, when women were marching demanding to fairly represent in key positions of power, when women marched for their voices to be heard, when women marched for their rights and safety, when women marched against gender-based violence, against them and children, it was as if they were conveying things that were daunting and never realistic, but they knew what they were doing. All those protests motivated them to achieve many things that were impossible to achieve back then. Honorable Speaker, with consistent efforts, love for one another, refusing to give up, and their sense of commitment, a lot was achieved, and many other things are yet to be achieved. Honorable Speaker, with those words, allow me to safely persuade all the women gathered here today to fully participate without hesitation. It is their day after all, especially our honorable members on the left. You must stand here with confidence and say what you want to say, because our honorable premier is here today to answer all your questions, and to give you that confidence that everything is possible. And I was talking to our honorable speaker, telling her and other honorable members that I'm wondering what's happening, especially during this August month. Va ka Sepedi or ka Sevenda or ka Xitsonga, va re botsa hore ke kgwedi ya a ke tsebe hore ke reng, ke re ya nyibi-nyibi. Honorable Mihloti o tla kwisa hore ke re ya nyibi-nyibi, ke ra hore ya eng, ya tlhakatlhakano. Le a nkwisisa ka hore August month ke kgwedi ya moya, ya mimoya. That, yes, ke August ankere. That is why, manyalo, even the bishop, yes, it is true. So I think our bishop will pray for that. Uri, ka kgwedi ya August, ke kgwedi ya nyaka-nyaka, ya tlhaka-tlhakano, kore ho na le moya. Ke na le maka. Pula ya ona ina ka moya, ke di dust and everything. Ge mosadi a tshwantse hore a nyalwe, ba gae ba re ho seng ka kgwedi ya August. Because as a kgwedi ya botse. That is why, when I sat down on my own, I asked myself, why are women being killed? Ka kgwedi e le hore ke ya rena, ye re bolelang hore, no, it mustn't happen. And then why is it happening? Why are our women killed by men? Why are our women killed or raped by men? Why our children are abused by men? It means there's something wrong. And I said, oh, it's August month. Somebody told me that during August month is the month of troubles, because there is one thing that we call mental health. And everybody itla ka August. Ba bjalo ka re tshwara banna too much. Mo ile hore ba tlhakatlhakana ba thomo re bolaya batho ba modimo. So I think if there are men who are here, they must go and tell people that women are angry. We are angry because our children are being raped. Likile la bona motho wa monna a rape ngwana wa 8 years. Was 6 months. Bana ba banyane-nyane. So, virginity ya ngwana we iba kae? What is it that is supposed to be done? Police, mmereko wa bona ke eng? I understand and I hope that we have got women police here. Go and do your duties. Go and arrest those who are abusing our children. Go and put them in jail. And then let the kids bona, let the latte. They must go for life. It's high time that we must fight for ourselves, women. It's high time that we must stand up and fight for our people, and fight for our women and children. And it's high time that women must be shown businesses, as I've already indicated that only this theme, Yarinaya today, in building resilient economics for all, not for men only. So I think my time is up. Thank you very much, the Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mahasel. As you are saying, you think your time has been up, not you think it is up. Yes. Let me also recognize the Member of Parliament who's a permanent delegate to the NCOP of Limpopo, Honorable Sanin Ndlovu. You are welcome, Honorable Ndlovu. Re a leboha. We shall go to the orders of the day, honorable members. We shall now call upon the honorable member of the legislature to move the first topic. Honorable members of legislature, move the first topic. Honorable Dikeledi Metle.
Presiding officer of today's session, I, Honorable Metle, hereby move the topic of fluctuating technological development and trainings aimed at skilling women with modern technologies that ensures women access to their development needs. I so move, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Metle. I shall now call upon the seconder. Machomane.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I therefore second Honorable Metle for the topic that he has raised. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Machomane. We shall now, honorable members and presenters, before I call upon you, as you are coming to do your presentation, there's a screen there. That screen is going to be telling you your time. So if 5 minutes is 5 minutes, honorable members and our presenters, so that we don't stop each other as women. You look beautiful and we don't want to be disturbing the beauty. Let's stay within the time that we've been given. So I shall now call upon the ANC Honorable Sonti Siabi to come and debate.
Malibongwe. Malibongwe. Without wasting my time. Program Director, Speaker of Legislature, distinguished guests, members of the legislature, other dignitaries, and ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be invited to address in this Women's Parliament 2025 about the fluctuating technology development, training aimed and skilling women with modern technology that ensure women access to the development needs. The Women's Parliament is the key part of our women in this province and country at large. How can we empower women through technology and skilling? We have some key initiatives on how address and the fluctuating technology landscape and ensure access to their development needs. Digital literacy programs, implement the programs that focus on online safety. STEM education providing mentorship and role model to build confidence. Vacation training, training of technology, e.g. cybersecurity. Apprenticeship combined on the job and classroom practices. I can also emphasize the benefits on the empowering a woman. Economic empowerment, women with skills can unlock economic growth, increase productivity, reduce poverty, increase participation. Emerging on technology can lead to greater diversity and innovation. Improve employability. Women in demand skills can enhance career prospects. Social progress. Improve employability. Women in demand skills can enhance career prospects. Social progress. Skills assist with social progress, promoting gender equality. Lastly, with successful programs, Women in Clouds, universal access to Microsoft Skills Initiative, scholarship for digital skills, courses, and access to in-demand skills. Technovation, promoting the digital creativity and innovation. Mobile apps solve real-world problems. Women will offer digital training and reskilling programs to help women challenges of career breaks and technological disruption. In conclusion, I thank you all. God bless you. Ke a leboha.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sonti Siabi. Honorable members, as you come, there's water there. Women, you are allowed to have water, and we shall do cheers to you. Chiduro. I shall now call upon Honorable Masana Fungeni from Tlokomela. Thank you very much. I see Honorable Masana Fungeni is not in the house. If they come, they will let us know. I shall now call upon Honorable Sharon Tivele from Black Management Forum. Young professionals.
Honorable Speaker, fellow members of the legislature, today we reflect on an important part of women's empowerment, ensuring that women are not left behind in rapidly changing technological landscapes. From today, we focus on an important part of women's empowerment and how technology has changed from digital banking to e-commerce to AI and smart agriculture. It offers enormous benefits, but also obstacles, particularly for women in rural and marginalized communities who frequently lack the tools, skills, resources, and the expertise required to fully participate in the digital economy. Now, significant progress has been done. Women are entering STEM and technology-driven sectors, supported by policies such as the National Policy on Women's Empowerment and Frameworks, led by DWCPD. Now, despite that, there has been challenges. Many rural women lack internet access and digital tools. Women-led startups and innovations continue to receive insufficient funding and support. Now, beyond formal training, women can also use technology for personal and productivity, from online courses, webinars, to mindfulness and networking apps. confidence and awareness gaps prevent women from adopting modern technologies. The monitoring and evaluation of written policies is very weak. Without oversight, good policies risk becoming just paper promises. Now, priorities for resolutions. Let's provide immediate rollout of training programs, targeted women training programs, coding, data management, green technologies. We must expand online mentorship and networking. Let's strengthen collaboration between government, businesses, and communities. To do this, let's anchor this effort in a 2-year community-driven plan that brings real impact and grassroots levels. I've outlined the plan, 2-year plan, community focus. Year 1, the foundation phase. Conduct community needs assessment and identify gaps in the next 3 months. Partner with existing women farms, cooperatives, and traditional councils to build trust and local ownership. Let's roll out pilot women's technology and enterprise hubs no later than month 6, at least 1 in each district, focusing on digital literacy and resource-specific industries. I will not outline the phase 2. Which province in South Africa holds unique potential to empower women? Limpopo is rich in marula, baobab, as we know, macadamia and minerals. Women can turn these resources into high-value products through technology-driven processing, e-commerce, and beneficiation. In mining, women should lead in automation, environmental innovation, and supply chain entrepreneurship. By deliberately connecting women to their province's resources, we build inclusive economies and leave no one behind. Now, what needs to be done? Invest in digital infrastructure and training programs specifically targeting women. Support mentorship, funding, and incubation hubs for women-led businesses. Let's deploy dedicated monitoring and evaluation team within the DWCPD to track the progress, publish annual reports, and ensure accountability. Tap into existing parliamentary forums and portfolios committees to integrate an oversight directly into our democratic processes. Run awareness campaigns so women see that technology is not a barrier, but is a pathway to empowerment. As we celebrate Women's Day and remember the courage of those women who marched in 1956, let us ensure that women of today in every province have equal access to tools, training, and opportunities. Investing in women technological and skills development is not just only about empowerment. It is an investment in our economy, our democracy, and of course, in our collective future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sharon Tibele. Honorable members, as you are done with your presentation, there's 2 officials sitting there. There are 2 officials there. So as you go, you will give them your presentations. Yes, thank you very much. I shall now call upon Honorable Eunice Nozi Zwe Nkosi from DPSA. Honorable members, you must clap hands for them until they reach the podium. It's Women's Day today.
Malibongwe. Honorable Chairperson, members of Parliament, distinguished delegates, and fellow women, I greet you all today with pride and humility. I stand here not only as a woman, but as a disabled woman representing the voices of many who are often unheard. Our theme, Building Resilient Economies for All Women, reminds us that resilience cannot be achieved unless every woman, rural, urban, young, elderly, or living with a disability is fully included. Today, I speak on the critical topic. Technology is the new currency and development. It is the driver of economic growth, education, healthcare, and entrepreneurship. But as technology evolves at a rapid pace, many women are being left behind. If we fail to equip women with the necessary skills, we risk widening the gender gap and excluding women from opportunities that could transform their lives. Honorable members, let us be honest about the challenges. Many women, especially in rural areas, have limited or no access to affordable internet, electricity, or devices. Digital training opportunities often do not reach women with disabilities, mothers, and women outside big cities. Stereotypes discourage women from entering science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field. Skills acquired today can quickly become outdated, leaving women unprepared for the future of work. Poverty means many women cannot afford the tools, devices, or data needed to participate in digital learning. These challenges make it clear if we do not act with urgency, women's resilience will remain compromised. We must acknowledge the progress already in motion. Government and private sector partnerships are providing digital literacy training in schools and some communities. Some NGOs and universities are running short courses for women in coding, online business, and e-commerce. The Department of Communications and Digital Technologies has piloted programs to expand broadband and digital hubs. Corporate initiatives have provided young women with training in data analysis, artificial intelligence, and financial technologies. These are steps in the right direction, but they remain limited in reach, inconsistent in implementation, and often inaccessible to rural and disabled women. Honorable members, to build resilient economies, we must improve and scale these programs proposed. Community digital hubs. Within each community, establish at least one accessible training hub with computers, internet, and facilitators to train women in digital skills. Mobile training units. Deploy mobile digital buses to reach villages and communities where women cannot travel for. Inclusive curriculum. Training materials must be available in local languages and accessible to women with disabilities through sign language, braille, and assistive technology. Device and data support. Provide micro grants or digital vouchers so women can access smartphones, laptops, and affordable data for learning and businesses. Mentorship networks. Create a national women in technology mentorship programs, linking professionals with learners to provide guidance and motivation. These solutions must not be top-down. They must be community-driven, inclusive, and practical. Public-private partnerships, government-private companies, and civil society must work together to avoid duplication and ensure resources are used effectively. Monitoring and accountability. Each program must set clear targets and track how many women are trained, how many gain employment, and how many start businesses. Flexibility. Since technology evolves quickly, programs should be reviewed annually and updated to match market demands. Inclusivity. Disabled women and rural women must be consulted during programs designed to ensure solutions meet real needs. Honorable members, the time is now. If we delay, the gap will widen. But we must also be realistic. Within 12 months, we can roll out pilot digital hubs and mobile training units in each province. Within 6 months, Mentorship networks and accessible short courses can be launched using online platforms. Within 1 year, we should have measurable results showing increased participation of women in digital training and improved access to devices. Agency is not a choice, but a necessity. Every year of inaction costs women jobs, businesses, and dignity. In conclusion, honorable members, building resilient economies for all women require bold and inclusive action. Women must not only be consumers of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders in it. As a disabled woman, I know the pain of exclusion, but I also know the power of inclusion. If we invest in women today, in their skills, their access, and their resilience, we will not only build stronger women, but stronger families, stronger communities, and a stronger South Africa. Let us act now, together, so that no woman is left behind. Nothing about us without us. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I shall now call upon Honorable Angela Mashabela.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to yourself. Greetings to the honorable members, members of the legislature, and distinguished guests. Let me also take this opportunity to pass my revolutionary greetings to the Commander-in-Chief and President of the EFF, the leadership structures of the EFF, and the ground forces of our fellow movement. As the topic has been stated, technological training for women is the most effective way to ensure their access to developmental opportunities. I rise to affirm the topic before us today. Technological training for women is indeed the most effective way to ensure their access to developmental opportunities. Why? Because in the 21st century, technology is no longer a luxury. It is a foundation of progress. From education and healthcare to business and governance, technology is the engine driving development. And yet, women remain disproportionately excluded from this digital revolution. This exclusion widens the gender gap in the opportunity, income, and influences. Technology is rapidly changing, reshaping work, education, and communication. While these changes bring opportunities, they are also creating challenges, especially for women-faced barriers to accessing technology. Training women in modern technologies is essential to ensure their full participation in development and economic growth. Technological advancement influences every sector: health, education, business, and governance. Women are often left behind due to the gender-digital divide, cultural stereotype, and limited access to digital tools. Equipping women with technological skills ensures that they can actively engage in social, economic, and political development. There are 4 key points that I am to outline now. Firstly, it bridges the digital divide. When women acquire digital skills, they gain the power to access vital information, connect across borders, and enter markets that were previously out of reach. Secondly, it drives economic empowerment. Research consistently shows that women with ICT skills are more employable and more entrepreneurial and more financially independent. For instance, female entrepreneurs who who leverage e-commerce platforms have successfully expanded their businesses and far beyond their local communities. Unlocks the doors, the broader development opportunities. Thirdly, it promotes social inclusion. With digital literacy, women can pursue online education, access telemedicine, and utilize digital banking. This does not just benefit the women themselves, it transforms families and uplifts the entire community. Finally, it is sustainable and future-orientated. Unlike short-term interventions, technological skills are transferable and adaptable. They allow women to thrive in a rapid evolving labor, contributing to innovation and participate fully in national development. Now, others may claim that technology training alone cannot dismantle deep-rooted inequalities. I acknowledge the truth. However, I stress that without technological skills, women are locked out of the very platform where opportunities are created today. Technology is the key. In my recommendation, Honorable Speaker, expand women-focused digital training initiative in both rural and urban areas. Provide mentorship programs and visible role models to encourage women in technology. Ensure affordable access to device, internet, and digital resources. Advocate for policies that close gender digital support. The EFF government will use science, technology, and innovation not to as end themselves, but to produce knowledge, information, skills, and talent needed for support. In my closing remark, in conclusion, Honorable Speaker, empowering women with technological training is not just about teaching them how to use devices. It is about ensuring they are equal players in shaping economies, societies, and the future. For this reason, I strongly and confidently support the enhancement of technological training for women. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I shall now call upon Honorable Portia Chokwe.
Greetings to the House at large, all protocol observed. I'll also be presenting on fluctuating technological development and trainings aimed at skilling women with modern technologies. Honorable members, we are in an era of transition. The world is going digital. Our daily routines are changing with increased use of social media, online shopping, and other digital tools for learning, from automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. The list is endless. Even though there has been an increase in number of women in technology, women continue to be underrepresented in technology and other industries in the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. It was impressive this week to see that Kumba Iron Ore is one of the first companies to design PPE, protective clothing, in engineering for pregnant women. What are the challenges? Access to data and the price of data as well, especially in rural areas. Ladies and gentlemen, also, we are currently running boot camps for cohorts in townships, and there's always a challenge of students being able to connect to Wi-Fi. Funding to companies that do digital training needs resources like laptop, tablets, and everything related to it. Government needs to regulate these developing technologies. Government needs to regulate AI. I'm sure we have seen lately that artificial intelligence does a lot of things. It can add a person onto a picture or even remove them. I think that's a safety issue. Also, the Department of Transport as well, to regulate the e-hailing cars, your Bolt, Uber, Taxify, in Drive, because women have been also exposed to danger using those cars. Corruption remains a wound in service delivery. We as women, we are vulnerable. There are times when we are promised work or tenders in exchange of other favors. Pay gaps and stereotypes, discrimination in the workplace. Women, there are people who still view women as if they cannot be able to do other posts. What are the recommendations? For government to reach out to rural areas and install Wi-Fi network. And also the democratization of data. If possible, make data free for young people from ages 18 to 35. Government needs to work together with agencies to start training on technology. So far, from all government agencies, from your NYDA, SIDFA, LEADER, there is none that is giving training aimed at empowering women in technology. To also prioritize funding as well for technological companies, and also train the boy child to understand that women are now industrious. I find it difficult to address or talk about women without talking about the boy child. Government needs to organize more training that can train the boy child, that can train the men to understand this evolving woman. She's now industrious. She's no longer just in the house preparing and making sure that all is well. Men need to understand that women are also taking their place in leadership. In conclusion, collaboration and alliance. Government to work together with businesses, NPOs, movements to empower women in our societies. If my people who are called by my name can humble themselves and turn from their ways and seek my face, I will hear them and I will heal the land. And we say, God, heal our land. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member Portia Chokwe. I shall now call upon Honorable Member Ivy Bell.
Building a resilient economy for all women. Fluctuating technology development. Sorry, I need to see it in front of me. Fluctuating technological development and training aimed at skilling women with modern technology and ensure women access to their development needs. Sorry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Greetings to our Honorable Premier, our Honorable members, leaders, fellow deaf women, and everyone present, all protocol observed. I stand here proudly as a deaf woman representing not only myself but also many women with disabilities who are often excluded from the room where decisions are made. My name is Ivy Bell from DEFSA. I'm a deaf women representative. We live in a world where technology changes every day. New tools, digital platforms, and artificial intelligence are shaping the future of work and business. These changes bring opportunities but also risks. If women do not have access to training in modern technologies, they will fall behind. And when women fall behind, economy loses a lot. build a resilient economy, we must ensure women, especially deaf women, have equal access to learning. This means training materials in South African Sign Language and captioned formats, visual based learning methods for deaf women, physical training centers that are accessible to all disabilities, online programs that are affordable and exclusive, and policies that demand accessibility as a requirement, not as an option. When women are trained in modern technologies, coding, digital businesses, artificial intelligence, data analysis, they gain power. They gain independence. They gain the ability to create businesses, to get jobs, and to lead communities. This is not just a this is not just good for women. It is good for the economy, for families, and for the nation. Deaf women need equal access to education, healthcare, finances, and market. Too often, programs for women are not designed with disability in mind. The result is exclusion. True resilience is built when when every deaf woman can contribute to society fully. Women, deaf women must be part of the decision-making spaces. We cannot only be spoken about. We must also speak for ourselves. When our voices are excluded, when our voices are included, policies become stronger, training becomes fairer, and technologies become more useful for everyone. Let us build training programs that empower women with the skills of tomorrow. Let us ensure government creates policies that guarantee accessibility. Let us support women with disability as entrepreneurs, workers, and leaders. I dream of a future where young deaf girls in the rural communities has the same chance to learn coding and as any other child. A future where a blind woman can lead a company with full access to digital tools. A future where women with disability are not hidden but celebrated as innovators and leaders. Where women are not left behind. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ivy Bell. Honorable Speaker, Speaker Dr. Makumama Krupeta, you know, when we do with them, we do like this. We don't clap hands. She must see us doing this. So until she sits down at least, because when you are clapping hands, she can see that you are appreciating her debate. Thank you very much. We shall now call upon Honorable Litabo Lijoy Matato.
Yo, mamotlha re gatile mo o re sa o tlwaelang ke tshogile gore o ka ra se nna se boledi sa tšatši ka tšatši le ska thoma o counta ke sa bolela ke sa dumediša le ko radiong a se dithomi go fitlhelela dithoma tšwa se tšho dithomi ke dumediše basadi ba ba botse ka moka ka ntlong ye botse ye kgethwa ye re gatileng go yona thobela e le sa tshepo gore le botse a se bothata ba ka nna ke rile basadi ba ba botse e be ke tshwanetse go kwa megolokwane ke kwe dilo ka moka ya wa ba kwa basadi ba go itshepa. Greetings, Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the Parliament, and extinguished guests, all protocol observed. We stand in an era where technology dictates access to opportunities, economic empowerment, and social mobility. Honorable members, I rise today to address a matter of great importance. Kataba ya technology development. Tšatši ka tšatši bana ba rena ba tshwere dillathekeng. Tšatši ka tšatši le rena re a di kgotla. The big question is, do we actually know and are we learned enough to know what we are doing? Today I want to address something very simple that has happened this week. I work in the media and I hear people's cry every day, and it breaks my heart that the very same technology that we speak of and that we are ready of, and we still can die in the hands of that same technology. This week, I believe if you are listening to radio, Thobela FM, you heard me speak of the Alaboya job program that was raised Kakua Russia, where influencers were given money to advertise jobs that right now our government is talking and saying that those jobs are not real and it can be women trafficking. This is the technology that we are speaking of today. Our current training system are too rigid and cannot keep up. As the result, women who are ready to work find themselves in the back because it's either they use the technology and die or they use the technology and not use it right. Let us therefore act with agency by integrating women fully into the digital economy. We not only advance equality, but we unlock the surge, productivity, competitiveness, and long-term economic resilience. Ke ka maswabi ka lebaka la gore mokibelo wa no ke bolelang ka ona. Ka kua seshego, re tla ba re boloka o mongwe wa basadi, wa ile gore lebitso la gagwe ke Ramoroka, who used the e-hailing and never made it back home. Matšatši a mararo a go feta, ba humane mmele wa gagwe. Ke ka fao mokibelo o re tla ba re boloka. Se ke sešupo sa gore go sana le mošomo le dithuto tše dintši tše ile gore di swanela ko ba gona ka gare ga technology re bolelang ka yona letšatšing la mamotla. However, I want to speak clearly today. All of this will mean absolutely nothing if women are not safe. Go boletšwe go fapa-fapana. If we are not safe, all of it means nothing. More than 5 women in this very month, where we are speaking about celebrating women, basadi ba tlhokofetše. So se se ra gore, that 5 families were destroyed, 5 communities shaken, 5 lives erased forever. What use is financial independence? What use is modern training if women continue to live in fear of dying at the hands of those who should love and protect them? We speak about technology without speaking about the power of protecting of women. We need innovations that can detect threats and alert authorities in real time. Provide secret safety applications for women at risk. Use data to predict hotspots, that is GBV, in real time, and ensure that justice system responds swiftly when technology raises the alarm. I'm calling today for technological innovators with a purpose to do innovations that speaks to the women and women at heart. We do not need technology for technology's sake. We need technology that saves lives too. Ke a tswalela. We must start with the truth that has stood for generations. Women are the pillar and the families of communities. Women, mosadi o motee if is empowered, then it means the children will thrive, her household will stabilize, and the community is advanced. But when a woman is neglected or unsafe, the ripple effects are devastating. Honorable member, if we leave women behind, we leave the nation behind. South Africa cannot stand on one leg. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Joy. You know, when I'm sitting here, Speaker, I'm receiving messages. Is this woman from the TV and the radio? Honorable members and guests, yes, it's literally joy. It's Women Parliament, so we're inviting every structure to come and participate. We shall now call upon the Honorable Member of Legislature to move the second topic. Honorable Mohali, who's from the Whippery of the Legislature, Limpopo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The second topic is creation of a conducive environment that ensures entrepreneurship support for women. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mohali. I shall now call upon the seconder, Honorable Misoti Misope.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the move as presented by Honorable Mohali.
Thank you very much, Honorable Misoti Misope. I shall now call upon members that are debating. Let me call upon Honorable Popi Mokagane from Young Women Desk.
Thank you, honorable members.
Net of Honorable Poppy is kicking in. I am sorry, honorable members and our guests. It's the rules of this house.
Thank you, Ma'am Nyamani. Honorable members, honorable speaker, distinguished delegates, and fellow women leaders. Entrepreneurship is not just about business, it's about empowerment, independence, and building a future where women actively shape economies and communities. For this to happen, we must create an environment that fully supports women entrepreneurs. Number one, access to finance. One of the greatest barriers for women entrepreneurs is access to funding. Many women lack collateral or face bias in lending institutions. To overcome this, we need gender-sensitive financing model, microloan schemes, and dedicated women enterprise funds. Public and private banks must actively prioritize women-owned business. Number two, skills development and education. Women cannot thrive without the right skills. We must invest in training programs in areas such as digital literacy, financial management, and leadership. Mentorship networks linking experienced businesswomen with young entrepreneurs can also close knowledge gaps and build confidence. Number three, policy and legal support. A conducive environment depends on enabling laws and supportive policies. Government must reduce red tape, simplify business registration, and ensure equal rights to property and inheritance. Tax incentives for women-owned enterprises can encourage growth. Number four, infrastructure and market access. Without access to markets, even the best idea cannot grow. Women need affordable workspaces, access to technology, and platforms such as women-only trade fairs and e-commerce opportunities. Partnership with corporate supply chains can open doors for women entrepreneurs to scale. In conclusion, honorable members, supporting women entrepreneurship is not charity, it is smart economics. When women succeed, families thrive, communities prosper, and nation advance. Le ka Sepedi re re ya etsa ke tshadi pele ja ke Danone. Let us commit to building a South Africa where every woman entrepreneur is equipped, supported and empowered to transform her vision into reality. Ke a leboga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poppy. I must now call upon Honorable Helga Tlongwani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, members of the House, my fellow women, all protocol observed. I greet you all in the mighty name of my perfect Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Colleagues, we are here today under the banner of building resilient economies for all women. Today I rise not merely as a delegate representing the Democratic Alliance, but as a voice for the countless women in Limpopo whose entrepreneurial spirit continues to burn brightly despite the odds stacked against them. Honorable Speaker, let me be clear. The women of Limpopo are not waiting for handouts. They are waiting for opportunities to lead, thriving businesses, to innovate and uplift communities in our beautiful province. They are waiting for a government that sees them not as a statistics, but as catalysts for economic transformation. Honorable Speaker, the harsh reality is that in rural villages, from Zebediela to Guyani to Vembe, women face barriers that are both structural and systematic, which include limited access to capital and credit, inadequate infrastructure and digital connectivity, bureaucratic red tape that stifles innovation, a lack of targeted mentorship and market access, failed support programs, corruption, and an economy that continues to fail them. These are not just policy failures, they are moral failures as we as the women will not remain silent. The truth is, in the 31 years of democracy, women are still told to wait at the back of the queue while empty promises are made year after year. We cannot build a thriving province when women remain shut out of opportunities. Our vision for a conducive environment proposes a bold, actionable framework to unlock the full potential of women entrepreneurs in Limpopo by at least establishing women-focused enterprise zones where these zones will offer tax incentives, subsidized workspaces, and fast-track licensing for women-led businesses, especially in agriculture, manufacturing, and digital services. Launch a provincial women's innovation fund. This fund will provide seed capital, microloans, and equity support to women-owned startups, with a special focus on youths and rural entrepreneurs. Digitize and decentralize support services. We must bring business registrations, trainings, and mentorship to the people through mobile units, local hubs, and online platforms using our local languages, Sepedi, Stivenda, Sitsonga, Sitebele. And procurement reforms. Here we demand that at least 40% of provincial procurement contracts be awarded to women-owned enterprises, not as charity, but as recognition of their capability and contribution. We also saying that entrepreneurship education should be introduced in schools. Let us plant the seed early. Entrepreneurship must be taught in every high school with a curriculum that reflects the realities of township and rural economies. We must also hold our government accountable. We as women are therefore saying we challenge Limpopo provincial government to move beyond the rhetoric. Promises mean nothing without implementation. Budgets must reflect priorities, and priorities must reflect the lived experiences of our people. To the women of Limpopo, I am saying to you, my fellow women, your ideas matter. Your businesses matter. Your future matter. To Limpopo provincial government, we demand agency, transparency, and accountability. And to our fellow citizens.
Please conclude.
Okay, thank you. We request support be given to women-owned businesses. Let us invest in women businesses, because when you invest in a woman, you invest in a nation. In closing, let us build a Limpopo where entrepreneurship is not a privilege of the few, but a right to all, especially our women. Ke a leboga.
I call upon Honorable Lydia Mabena.
I'm too short. Greetings, everyone. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable members, distinguished guests, all protocol observed. It is an honor to be in front of you as we come together and share ideas. As it is a critical topic which addresses women economic growth, social ills, and most of the women still face lack of support, limited access in channels that can create a conducive environment that ensures entrepreneurship support for all women. This topic will help us to identify everyone's role in economic growth and development, and also increase competitive and business and economies benefit from the skill and talent for all individuals. I said I'm short. Okay. We recognize that when women thrive, economies grow and families strengthen. Today, it is not about identifying these challenges, but crafting actionable solutions and forging partnership and solutions. We should have equal access to resources, create jobs, and sustainable business. Our challenge is caused by limited funding, grants, and no funding at all. Most of the time, it is directed to the wrong places, as poor people are continuing being poor and rich continues being richer. Women are being trained back and forth, but you know what? They are being neglected, because without funding, the resources, and after they're being trained, there's nothing they can do about it. Another challenge is that we have good policies, but restrictive and not implemented properly. They suit others, not all of us. Women can't have access to market and land. They have cultural barriers in certain places. Again, there's digital skill gap, especially in rural areas. Our girl child can't do sewing today or baking or do anything about art. These skills are needed. No proper monitoring, accountability, as people do as they wish. We should get funding, and it should be accessible to all who qualifies, and those who don't qualify should be assisted. Proper collaboration in all the spheres of government, financial institutions, not to be biased. Now, the government is doing EPWPs, social grant. Why they can't do proper skills and funding so that they can start to do their own businesses? NGOs are working with limited funding and others with nothing at all.
Incentives for women-led business are limited. Funded training and workshop are biased, not accessible to all. Women in farming, women in transport, women in art, they are limited. How should the solution, what should be done to resolve this solution? Allow me to say, we should have the holistic approach and culture that values women as pillars of the society. We should have policy, commitment, and good implementers, budget accountability and accessibility to all. In all this, we need to provide mentorship and support for women in business and those who want to start, and create network opportunity and also set goals and targets. After women have been trained, they should be given a startup fund. In that, we are in the 8 months of the year, which is 4 months to the year end, but still there's nothing happening on the ground. Therefore, we should get feedback as in before the end of December to prepare for the next financial year. As I conclude, let us create opportunity, break barriers, and uplift every woman. Every step we take to empower a woman is a step forward toward a stronger, brighter nation. The choice and action is ours. Let us use it wisely. Womandla, I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mabena. I'm now calling on Honourable Daisy Rapela.
Honorable members, allow me to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Honorable Speaker of the House, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Acting Premier Member of Legislation, and all representatives from different organizations. All protocol is observed. Today, I stand before you to affirm that South Africa's growth to be transformative needs to create conducive environment for women-owned companies, both in the public and private sector. We demand an environment where women are recognized, valued, and included by design, not by accident. Our country's policies and strategies must move far beyond words into a concrete action, especially amid the rich, challenging terrain of mining sector, and both mirror and shapes our progress as a nation. While our country has implemented progressive policies such as BBBE, employment equity, women entrepreneurs continue to face systematic barriers, red tapes, and limited market access, fronting practices where women are used as token without real empowerment. Difficulty in accessing finance and investment opportunity, intimidation, and lack of trust in women capabilities, and most importantly, insufficient accountability from part of the private sector. This is not only a moral issue, it's an economic one. As a female entrepreneur who has seen it all, surrounded by more than 50 mines in Tubatsi, 8 years since I've registered the company, but still, I'm still lacking the opportunity due to the red tapes. It is not enough to have policies that mention women inclusion. We need to be seen across every level of decision making. Let this legislation be monitored. The real inclusion is when women receive genuine contracts and meaningful opportunities and funding, not just ESD and supply development for the sake of BBBE scorecard. Looking at this critically, the supply development and enterprise development program initiatives should be tailored to fit more, especially in the mining realities, not generic or respective schemes. Training must be correspond to gap analysis, tangible industry needs, and directly linked procurement opportunities. We should not be caught in endless cycles. Readiness assessment, what we need is to be mentored actively and included on the long term. Financial support cannot exist only on paper. Our women entrepreneurs need accessible capital, reliable financing, delivered transparently and without endless red tape. This means actively identifying and removing the barriers that stand between women-led enterprise. No enterprise can thrive on intentions alone. Success demands working capital, need funding, and above all, trust institutions and partners like our banks. We call for gender-responsive budget, especially for women across all government departments and partnership. This budget directs resources deliberately towards elimination of historic and ongoing discrimination. This is not just an accounting exercise. It will be supporting women's full participation in a private sector and beyond. Let us ensure that the budget line audits and monitoring system reflect real commitments and measurable progress. Our legislation and practice must eradicate every remaining barrier, outdated attitude, excluding women and entrepreneurial opportunity. The future we shape must be bold, decisive, and unapologetic inclusion. In conclusion, let us move from word to will and from will to work. Preferential procurement, gender-responsive budgeting, industry-tailored development, and intentionally legislative action must combine so that women move from the margins to the mainstream of South Africa. In mining and in every sector, empowering women is not just fair, it is a fundamental to South African progress. Let us not settle for empty promises. Let every woman feel included, empowered, supported today, tomorrow, and always. The transformation is now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We are now calling on Honorable Deborah Nkuna.
A very good morning to all and all protocol observed. Today we will explore what it means to truly build a conducive environment where every woman with an idea can turn it into reality. As women of Umkhonto weSizwe Party, we say the revolution and women's liberation go together. We don't talk of women's economic emancipation as an act of charity or out of surge of human compassion. It is a basic necessity for the revolution to triumph. Women entrepreneurship is a vital catalyst for fostering greater equality within societies. Currently, women are facing the following challenges: inadequate skills and education, lack of formal business training and financial management skills, gender bias, stereotypes, discrimination, which creates obstacles for women in business, especially in male-dominated industries. Insufficient supportive policies and practices from government and institutions contribute to the structural barriers women face. Women in rural areas and townships face unique barriers related to inadequate infrastructure, limited market access, and fewer support services. Women often lack access to formal business networks, mentors, and sponsors, crucial for business growth and career advancement. Here are recommendations and solutions on how to improve the situation of creating of a conducive environment that ensures entrepreneurship support for women. Education and training should start at an early age. Facilitate peer learning and network opportunities for women entrepreneurship. It is a fact that if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Develop and implement transformative policies and laws that advance women's economic empowerment. Improve better financing options, because currently obtaining finance still poses a big challenge for women. ensure women entrepreneurs have stronger representation in decision-making space to shape relevant policies. Encourage partnership between government and private sectors. In conclusion, in Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, we say, no women, no economic emancipation. I thank you.
Thank you very much. We now call on Honorable Nkosazana Mavasa from the Positive Women's Network. Can we check, is she here? It seems to me she's not here. Let's go to number 7 is also not available. Honorable Happy Bayana, I was informed that she's not well. Let's go to number 6.3. We shall now call upon the Honorable Member of the Legislature to move the third topic. Honorable Mnisi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I, Honorable Mnisi Gloria Zunisani, rise to move the third topic on the order paper, which is creation of conducive environment. Number 3, expanding and sustaining women community care development initiatives. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Honorable Majumani.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Mamo, Kili Honorable Asnat Machomani, Hoteja, Logotlacha Sesvillage, and Honorable Gloria Mnis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now move to our speakers list. Honorable Tsakani Mpofu, Limpopo United Business Forum.
Abshen, Tobela, Misasekile. Honorable Speaker, members of the Parliament, my fellow honorable for the day, I greet you all and all the protocol observed. Today, I don't stand as Tsakani Mpofu, but I'm standing as a woman who's carrying the businesses from the village and the township. And today, I rise and carry those voices that never made time to come into this parliament. The voices of a mother who wakes up before dawn to sell fed cooks for her children so that they can go to school with pride. The voice of a woman who feeds her family with nothing but a bucket of tomato and unshaken hope. A voice of a young girl who is gifted, but all her dreams are shattered because she never been given the opportunity for her to shine. In every township, there is a designer who could clothe all of us here. In every village, a farmer who could feed the whole province. In every dusty street, there's a contractor who can innovate a beautiful brick and very affordable. South Africa is the nation where women, we are more than men, but what I can say, it's only 20% of women who are successful in business. It's only 3% of women who are leaving a legacy for her children. What is this house saying today?
Instead of women given the opportunities, they are given grants that keep them dependent. And it made our young girls to have a lot of children because they think if I have a lot of children, I will have a grant. Today, I'm pleading with this House, instead of those grants, please give us platforms and give us the opportunity and give our children light so that they can shine, because we don't know what's going to happen once we leave this country. In Majosi village, where I'm coming from, I'm a village woman. I met a mother shaping bricks with her hands. She looked at me and said, "My queen, I don't need your money. All I need is the market." And she's doing well, but not recognized. Honorable Speaker, I imagine South Africa when in municipality land will be given to women. Women, they can own the title deeds. Where a village where daughters inherit businesses, not poverty. I imagine sons growing up in communities where their mothers' brilliance is not silenced, but unleashed. I am a mother to the boys. Because in every village, women are already leading. They do not need to be reinvented. They need to be recognized, resourced, and scaled. When government and NPO and communities work together, we can move from handout to transformation, from dependency to dignity, from promises to progress. Honorable Speaker, I'm not just talking about this because I don't know. I am one of them. I am that woman building a community hall without government assistance. I am that woman who's empowering those women without your funding, or maybe just for you to come and ask what is happening. I'm that woman who built a school, a hospitality school, paying children 500 every month for them so that they can come to school. But there's no support from government. We are told about the funds. We are told about the government that is doing something. But for 20 years in the business, I haven't seen one. Today, because I have this opportunity, honorable member, maybe I should know who are getting grants. Sometimes I look at the people that are getting grants and I ask myself, what are they doing? As I close, honorable member, do not leave this chamber with clean hands, while women live with empty hands. Na cancer, inkom.
Thank you very much. We now call on Honorable Salome Pila from the United African Transformation.
Hearts of Africa, all protocol observed. Today I speak not as a guest of the system, but as a voice of the people. A voice that refuses to be silenced by ceremonial gesture or recycled promises. Our topic, resilient economy for all women. And we are expanding the Sustainable Women Community Care Initiatives. South Africa continues to suffer under the weight of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. A triple crisis that has become permanent for millions of women. In Limpopo, rural women carry a burden of broken infrastructure, inaccessibility, healthcare, and economic exclusion. Yet, despite the existence of Gender Equity Act of 1966, women remain locked out of decision-making, denied access of finance,
and ignored in developmental planning. Let's be clear. This is not a policy gap. It is a political failure. The ruling party has failed to implement its own laws. It has failed to protect the dignity and economy and the rights of a woman. Has failed to listen. Education is not a luxury, it is a weapon. Educate a woman, educate a nation. But in Limpopo, too many girls drop due to poverty, teenage pregnancy, and unsafe school environment. We might fight for free, safe, and equality education for girl child. We must fight for community-based learning and centers for women in rural areas. Also fight for skills development programs that lead to real jobs and not empty certificates. Economic justice is non-negotiable. We must all get the economic justice. We cannot build a resilient economy while women remain landless, voiceless, and invisible. We demand access to land and agriculture to support women farmers. Give a tractor to a woman. Give her the land. He will plow the land and will support the family and all the vulnerables outside. Funding for women-led cooperatives and enterprises, not just allied-connected NGOs. Inclusion of women in municipal and provincial planning structures. The women must be included when we plan for everything in the communities, in our communities, and all the structures. Transparent audits and gender equality, budgets and programs. There must be transparency. This is not a talk show. We are tired of speeches that end in applauses but deliver nothing. We are tired of being invited to the table only to be ignored. We are here to hold the legislature accountable. We demand immediate enforcement of gender equality laws. We demand public reporting and progress and failures. We demand protection and grassroots women leaders from political initiative. We demand a provincial action plan with timeless budget and measurable outcomes. In closing, we are not here to be pacified. We are here to build power. Let Limpopo become the province where women raised not because they were given permission, but because they claim their space. Kani Mambo.
Thank you very much. I now call on Honorable Nachengwe KL from the organization Women of His Power.
Honorable Speaker and the House at large, I'm here to talk about topic number 3, expanding and sustaining women community care development. Okay. Community care development initiatives. I've decided to speak in my mother tongue so that I can vomit all I have. Hey topic ine nda kuamba ngayo ikuamba ngaha u expanda kana u tandavhudza kana u sustain u ita uri zwi ye phanḓa. Community care development initiatives. Ndi nga tori ndi tshi amba nda ri ndi ngani topic namusi i hafha i tshi khou ṱoḓa uri ri ambe ngayo. Ri khou ṱoḓa amba ngayo ngauri vhafumakadzi
All members of the House, you can use your earphones if you want translation. Thank you very much. Please continue.
Ndiko todo amba uri ndingani hei topic yoda hapa noni vafumakadzi vachichira vone vame avana confidence kha vone vame vafumakadzi vodzura utothoma mitani yavo haya mafhungo a khou tea u thoma kha mufumakadzi ene muṋe mufumakadzi o dzula muṱani wawei u tonga u tovha thulusi u ḓi fara sa object sa tshithu tshine tshi a oniwa tshi oniwa nga havha munna vha re afha muḓini tshi oniwa nga havha vhathu vha ane lushaka lune a vha o maliwa khalo kana a tshi dzula khalo zwino nṋe ndo vha ndi tshi khou ri mufumakadzi u tea u bva hafho zwa thoma kha ene muṋe uri a expande heḽi heinoni community care development u thoma hafha muṱani wau u tshi expanda wa kona uri u tshi ḓa kha community wa kona u i expanda u tshi ya phanḓa mufumakadzi kha zwiḓivhe zwori u tea u ima nga ene muṋe ndi hafha hune nda khou ri zwi fanela u thoma kha ene mufumakadzi ene muṋe ngauri hezwinoni ene muṋe a siho khazwo u fanela ha khou tou fanela u vha involved in these matters. You must be committed. You must have commitment ya u dzhenelela kha u bveledza zwine wa tea u tshila u khazwo u tshi tou vha involved you will find that it is not that much serious mara if you are committed you will give it all mufumakadzi hoyu ane ra khou amba ngaye u khou fanela u thoma programs hafhanoni kha community u ḓo vha ono zwi thoma hangei hayani a dovha a ḓa a zwi thoma kha community zwino hu khou itea mini ri wana vhafumakadzi vha si khou tenda u bva kha nyimele ya kale nyimele ine mufumakadzi fhethu hawe ndi tshiṱangani mufumakadzi hana sei hafha nnḓa mafhungo awe na hanefha muṱani a funa u fhelela tshiṱangani hangeini nnḓa na nḓuni na gai na gai ha mufumakadzi ana mafhungo ane a amba vhafumakadzi kha vha bve hafho vha tende uri na rine ri na ipfhi line ḽa tea u pfhiwa ri na ipfhi line musi ri tshi amba ḽa tea u tevheliwa ḽa tea u sedziwa ḽa to sedziwa uri ḽo luga kana ḽo lungo lugana zwi tshi fana na musi hu ipfhi ḽi si ḽa mufumakadzi ḽa muṅwe muthu ane anga vha a hone henefho kha family hu na mafhungo a uri vhafumakadzi ri khou tea u ḓiimisa vhafumakadzi vha ri laya nga maanḓa kho tou vha furniture ine vha nga tou phumuliwa uri vha bve buse hai kha ri takuwe ri ḓiphumule buse rine vhane u ḓiphumula buse rine vhane ri khou amba uri kha ri wane nḓila dza uri ri kone vhutshilo nga roṱhe ri kone u takula vhutshilo nga roṱhe ndo rali ndi kone uri arali kana ndi si tsha ḓo kona u tou fhiwa nga muṅwe muthu ndi kone u ima ndi zwikone ndi kone u tshila na vhana vhanga u dzhenelela ra vha tshipiḓa tsha mveledziso vhafumakadzi kha ri dzhenelele ri vhe tshipiḓa tsha mveledziso vhafumakadzi zwi ita uri vhanna vha ri nyadze vha ri vhee fhasi ya zwienda zwavho vha tou ri nyadza vha ri vhone ri si tshithu ngauri vha vhona uri ri tovha zwithu zwavho ri tovha.
Please conclude.
Tshifhinga tshanga tsho fhela ndi sathu vhuya nda amba na tshithu ni mara avha ri ndi ambe uri avha ri ndi tende uri tshifhinga tsho fhela ndi tshi kha ḓi amba ndo livhuwa.
Thank you very much. Now, we now call on Honorable T.M. Sihanego of the Faith-Based Organization.
Hallelujah. Greetings in the wonderful name of my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Amen. I am representing the faith-based organization under the topic Expanding and Sustaining Women Community Care Program. Faith-based sector holds a unique position in community development because they combine spiritual mandate with social responsibility in many of their communities. They address physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs. Women empowerment is found in the Proverbs 31 women in the Bible, where we see compassion, service, and teaching. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, taught us to have compassion, love, and care for others. He led by example himself while he was here on earth, where he was feeding people and healing them. Even Paul said in the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 5, the attitude that we must have should be the same as that of Christ Jesus. What is currently being done? The communities are currently providing comprehensive services to individuals and families affected by HIV and AIDS. Remember, we are in a 1.1 million Close the Gap campaign that is currently run by the Department of Health in partnership with various stakeholders, with Limpopo Province at 180, 978 clients. These programs aim to reduce the psychosocial impact of HIV and AIDS and are designed to be holistic, empowering communities to care for themselves. So there are suggested improvements that we have as the faith-based organization. The FBOs must collaborate with various stakeholders, either by means of referral or by training their members to learn more about HIV and AIDS so that they can advise the community wisely in terms of knowing their status, taking treatment, and taking care of themselves. This will help the government to reach their 95-95-95 goal. The FBOs can partner with other stakeholders like the Department of Agriculture, Land and Rural Development, where they can be given land and resources to do garden projects so that people with HIV and AIDS can have a nutritious meal to boost their immune system. FBOs can also be used as a point of collection of treatment to avoid transport cost. In every community, there is a church nearby. FBO buildings are safe in terms of confidentiality. The time frame. In a year's time, the FBOs can also feed the community healthy, nutritious meals. They can also partner with the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture and private gyms to do sport activities. Local businesses can also donate food for communities. In my conclusion, I'm going to quote this verse in Matthew 25, verse 42 to 43. I was hungry, but you did not give me food to eat. I was thirsty, but you did not give me anything to drink. I visited your town, but you did not ask me to stay in your home. I did not have enough clothes, but you did not give me anything to wear. I was ill, but you did not take care of me. I was in prison, but you did not come to visit me. Honorable Speaker, can you please help us as FBOs to fulfill this verse? Remove the red tapes so that we as churches and FBOs can have access to funding. And I thank you. And I'm glad that our Mother Honorable Bishop Mampatele is here. And what I love about what they are doing, they do have home-based care and other activities in their church. So imagine, Honorable Speaker, in churches or at a faith-based organization where we have a sustainability plan to do sport activities, where we have people who come and do their gyms or who come and do their sport activities, garden projects. Let's say we have the land to plow them vegetables and take them to the market, collection of treatments, the Cheka Impulu services. Then in tourism, we have women in the rural areas who are very good in sewing beads and other activities of the tourism. So just imagine if in our churches we hire those church halls to do everything concerning tourism activities. And let's develop home-based care together in collaboration with the Department of Social Development. And I thank you.
We now call upon Honorable Dinda Mutshekwa from the ANC.
Honorable Speaker, members of the legislature, distinguished guests. Thank you for this opportunity to speak on the matter that lies at the heart of true, lasting development, empowering women. Across Limpopo and beyond, we know the truth. When women are empowered, they uplift internal communities. Women are not just beneficiaries of development. They are drivers of it. The background says South Africa's history has been marked by resilience and struggle, and women have always been at the forefront of liberation, family stability, and community building. Yet, despite progress, gender inequality remains visible in economic participation, representation in leadership, access to resources, and safety. Globally, closing gender gaps could boost GDP by over 30%. In South Africa, women-headed households invest more in education and nutrition. Pillars of sustainable development, however, women, particularly in rural areas, still face structural obstructions such as unequal land ownership, limited business funding, and the CARES gender-based violence. Why women empowerment matters? It matters when women has power, have family, it's better. Children stay in schools. A community grows stronger. In our own Waterberg district, the Waterberg Women Advocacy Organization demonstrated this truth. These women, many from rural villages in Lipalale, are educating others about climate justice, land rights, and informed consent when it comes to development projects. They are not waiting for change. They are leading it. Recommendations. Number 1, fund rural women entrepreneurs through microloan, mentorship, and access to markets. Strengthen gender-responsive planning. Ensure budget and policies reflect women's needs. Tackle GBV head-on with prevention, protection, survivor support, and stronger law enforcement. Ensure equitable access to land and resources, especially for women and widows in the traditional communities. Invest in education and skill training, particularly in STEM, green economy, digital skills for women and girls. How to improve it? Establish public-private participation to expand women's access to capital and markets. Create incubators and cooperatives where women-owned business can scale. Introduce gender audit in government institutions to monitor progress. Launch awareness campaigns to challenge culture, stereotypes, and encourage shared domestic responsibilities. The time frames. Number 1 to 2 years. Expand microfinance program. Roll out targeted GBV support centers. And pilot gender responsive budget and at district level. Number 2, 3 to 5 years. Achieve measurable increase in women-owned business, ensure land reform inclusively, and integrate women into climate resilience projects. I wanted to say what currently government and private sector are doing. The Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disability is championing gender mainstreaming policies across all levels of government. South African Police Services has strengthened GBV desk and hot.
Honourable Member, please conclude.
Okay, thanks. The last one. In conclusion, Honourable Speaker, empowering women is not a women's issue. It is a developmental strategy, a human right mandate, and a moral obligation. Let us learn from the women of Waterberg. Let us follow their lead, and let us work together, government, private sector, and civil society, build a Limpopo where every woman is empowered and every community is enriched. Time is not now, act, and time is now. I thank you.
Thank you very much, honourable members. We are now at 6.4. That's our last item. We shall now call upon the honourable member of the legislature to move the fourth topic. Honourable Majumani.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I stand to present the topic on exploring strategies for the total elimination of GBVF, pandemic, and other societal challenges affecting women in their daily existence. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Honourable Mohali.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I second the presentation made by Honourable Machoman.
Thank you very much. We shall now refer to the speakers list. I now call upon Honourable Maburwana Lebo Monama. Please come forward.
Ke dumedisa baetapele ka moka le setšhaba go ya ka dikgaditšelela tša go fapafapana ba bina phoofolo ka moka Thokozani, all protocol observed. My name is Lebo Monama and I'm the chairperson of LGBTIQ plus sector in the province. My topic is gender-based violence. It infuses all structures of society, political, economic, and social, and it is driven by entrenched patriarchy and complex and intersectional power inequalities found in race, gender, class, and sexuality. South Africa is ranked to be severe in the world, with rates reported to be 5 times higher than the global average, affecting women, children, and members of the LGBTIQ plus community in disproportionate numbers. Government and civil society organizations rally together in a unified front to address this scourge. The collaboration between multi-sectors represents a crucial step towards ending GBVF. The strategy is designed to complement government's overarching national strategic plan on GBVF, a beautiful document, but it needs proper implementation plan, commitment, and accountability rather than ticking a box of achieved activities. Recommendations of actions that can be taken to contribute towards elimination of GBVF. Number one, re-strengthening of traditional leadership roles in communities. To centralize community engagements and coordinate awareness campaigns inclusively to community members at large. Social media is sometimes misleading. So we can have a solution. Number two, integration of traditional health practitioner systems in health departments for referrals and also mishate. For proper monitoring to reduce several illegal practitioners who exploit community members and distort the process of addressing and eliminating GBVF. Last recommendation, in terms of sector specification, allocation of resources for the LGBTIQ plus sector to sensitize office bearers in different community structures, private sector, government, and municipal public service points to help further reduce stigma and discrimination. Why am I emphasizing this? We need to move from the ideology of knowing only the binaries, knowing that a boy child is born with a penis and a girl child is born with a vagina, forgetting there is an intersex child who is born with none of those. And that is the information that is needed by our communities to understand gender diversities and gender issues in our society. In conclusion, we can achieve progress by involving a wide range of stakeholders, working towards proper NSP execution that aims to transform South Africa, using it correctly with the clear intention of building strategic partnerships and movements that use training, campaigns, and dialogues as a key platform for critical engagement and mobilization, capacity development, reframing of perceptions, and advocacy interventions across the communities. It is easier said than done, but the bright future of our generations depends on our actions now. We have the plans. Let us not read them to prove to our principles. Let us practice them to enforce the changes that we are talking about. I thank you, my leaders.
Thank you, Honourable Member, for staying within your time. I now call on Honourable Tebogo Monyela from the EFF.
Greetings to the Honorable Speaker, honorable members present today, and our distinguished guest. And also I'd like to greet the Commander-in-Chief, Julius Sello Malema, and the CCT members of the Economic Freedom Fighters. My name is Tebogo Monyela. I come from the organization that speaks and advocates for the marginalized and the dejected masses of South Africa. I rise today, Speaker, to speak on the topic exploring strategic for the total elimination of GBV pandemic and other societal challenges affecting women in their daily existence. A silent war waged daily on the bodies, rights, and dignity of women and girls. But today we gather here not only to highlight the pain, but we gather to act, to strategize, and to commit ourselves to eliminating GBVF and addressing many challenges that women face every day in our homes, streets, workplaces, and institutions. GBVF is not just about violence in the physical sense. It is structural, it is systematic, it is embedded in cultural practices that normalize control and silencing of women, institutions that protect and serve, economic systems that leave women vulnerable and dependent, laws that are either weak, unenforced, or absent. Beyond GBVF, women face intersecting challenges, poverty and unemployment, lack of access to education and healthcare, gender pay gaps, and underrepresentation in leadership and decision making, discrimination based on gender, sexuality, disability, or race. The EFF strongly opposes patriarchy, sexism, and homophobia, which are root causes of violence against women and other oppressed groups. We advocate for systematic transformation to end structural violence, promote economic empowerment for women, and address other forms of intolerance and contribute to GBV. Our emphasis is on feminist intersectional analysis, recognizing that GBV is intertwined with broader issues of class, gender, and power. Education and awareness. Integrate gender sensitivity and GBV education from primary schools onwards. Engage men and boys in dismantling toxic masculinity. Use media and technology to challenge harmful stereotypes and promote healthy relationships. Stronger legal frameworks and accountability. Enact and enforce clear survivor-centered laws. Fast-track GBV-related cases in court. Hold police and institutions accountable for failure to act. Economic empowerment of women. Create job programs targeting women, especially in rural and marginalized communities. Support women entrepreneurs and access to land, capital, and training. Advocate for equal pay and workplace protection. Safe spaces and support services. Increase access to shelter, counseling, and legal aid. Invest in trauma-informed services led by trained professionals. Set up community-based reporting systems that are accessible and trusted. Leadership and representation. Push for at least 50% representation of women in all spheres of decision-making. Encourage political parties and institutions to empower women leaders. Create mentorship pipelines for young women. Community-led intervention. Involve faith leaders, traditional leaders, and grassroots organizations. Promote restorative justice and healing within communities. Challenge the harmful cultural practices through dialogue, not just condemnation. Ending GBVF and uplifting women is not a women's issue. It is a societal responsibility. It is time to stop treating survivors as statistics and start honoring their courage by transforming our system. It is time to shift from awareness to action, from policies to implementation, from silence to collective voice. Let this be the generation that did not wait. Let this be the leadership that chose courage over comfort. Let this be the society that refused to coexist with violence and inequality. The total elimination of GBV is not only possible, it is non-negotiable. Let us rise together. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I now call on Honourable Vinolia Masarumule for the Council for the Blind.
Thank you, distinguished guests. Thank you, distinguished guests, Honorable Speaker, fellow women, and protocol as observed. I was sent by South African National Council to represent women in Limpopo for who are visually impaired. Gender-based violence can happen to anyone disproportionately can affect women, girls, and people living with disabilities. Those in crisis settings are at a double disadvantage due to their situation and their gender. Gender-based violence among people living with disabilities. Gender-based violence among people with disabilities in South Africa is a persistent problem with individuals with disabilities, particularly women facing significantly higher rates of violence, including physical, sexual, emotional, and disability-related abuse. This issue is worsened by attitudinal, environmental, and structural barriers with hinder reportings and access to justice, leading to the invisibilization of their experiences. Disabilities are particularly vulnerable in intimated relationships due to their dependency. Due to their dependency upon another person day-to-day activities, which can be used as a lead among emotional blackmail or control by abusive partners. By that, I want to raise an example where some of especially to visually impaired, they like to depend on their partners, where their partners sometimes take advantages by taking their income generation. Additionally, some of the inability may not feel, some of the inability may not able to report instance the violence due to their feelings or shame, that due to their fear and shame that people will not believe them because of their disability status. Usually this one we failed by South African police services. When a person went to report the case, they used to say, "Umoni bjang, o tsebile kang gore ke yena go rapileng." The family must assist with the community to work together to ending gender-based violence among people with disabilities. They must support them through their generated income. Causes of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence can be caused by poverty. Young girls may be pulled out their education due to the early marriage. Breakdown of services. Collapse of community structure and rule of law means women can find themselves without social support and protection systems in social violence situations. Stress in home. Intermediate partners violence is the most common form of violence for women experience in their daily life and humanitarian settings. IPV and child maltreatment abuse occur more frequently when families have problems and fight among themselves before the children. Alcohol and substance is part of the stress that they cause as part of gender-based violence. Strategies for combating corruption. How can we prevent that gender-based violence? raising awareness. We must do several awareness to the, especially in rural areas, where they must understand that gender-based violence is not good and we can totally eliminate it. Last year, I attended a certain workshop in Sikukune district where one of the women, visually impaired women, compromises with her child. She has a partner where the partner was so vicious and a criminal partner, where she allowed that partner to rape her child so that she can at least sustain the relationship. Improving accessibility, increasing representations, promoting conducive policies. Just the police, South African police, must at least assist us, as well as the Department of Justice and Constitution should assist us in preventing laws, as well as the committee, so that we can eliminate gender-based violence, because sometimes the family are the one who compromises with their children about, they are the one who causes that gender-based violence. Providing social support. We must support the community as well as the government, and the traditional leaders, should assist us by supporting people who are abused, who are the victims. We must take them to the counseling, and we must come time to time to check whether the people are well, so that we cannot have some higher death of rates. Because nowadays, if we hear on the radio, people are sometimes kill themselves because they were not listened by anyone. In conclusion, let's support women, especially people living with disabilities women. Let's not throw them. We must assist them, so that they are the part of the future. They are part of South Africa in our land. Let's build the community by assisting each other, so that we can assist this pandemic disease, as it is a disease nowadays. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I now call on Florina Ramogagwa from NICRO.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Chair, and all protocol observed. I am Florina Ramogagwa from NICRO, which is National Institute for Crime Prevention and Reintegration of Offenders. I am honored today to take part in exploring strategies for the total elimination of GBVF, pandemic, and other societal challenges affecting women in their daily existence. NICRO was founded in 1910, and it has a rich history in social crime prevention and offender integration, playing a significant role in South Africa's criminal justice reform. It was founded in September 6, 1910. We are 114 years now.
And its primary mission was to assist prisoners and promote social crime prevention. Over the years, NICRO evolved in leading non-profit organization dedicated to offender rehabilitation and reintegration, focusing on human rights and juvenile justice. Contributions to society. NICRO has been instrumental in advocating for criminal justice reform in South Africa, and it has contributed significantly to policy development and legal action, including the Domestic Violence Act and Sexual Offences Bill. The organization has also been involved in establishment of non-custodial sentencing as an alternative to incarceration, which was initiated in Southern Africa for the first time in 2006. The current impact is that we are operating in all the 9 provinces of South Africa, providing services to approximately 15,000 direct beneficiaries and impacting the lives of up to 50,000 South Africans each year. And NICRO, as National Institute for Crime Prevention and Reintegration of Offenders, provides diversion services to people in conflict with the law on behalf of the Department of Social Development, and it employs qualified social workers and social auxiliary workers. In our experience, we learned that gender-based violence has no gender. It also affects both men and women. Then we are the contributors and the beneficiaries of the gender-based violence, even though majority of our cases referred are males who are perpetrators, but we also provide counseling sessions to the victims of violence. Numbers of factors contributing to gender-based violence like poverty, unemployment, the use of drugs, alcohol, poor communication and bad attitudes, lack of emotional and social support, cultural influence, and the use of technology. We have so many cases that our women use protection orders as a tool to protect themselves, and which ended up being violated, and that ended up in causing death in some of the occasions. So it is possible to curb gender-based violence by finding a better ways of communication, looking into how we communicate and nurture our young boys and girls. It's a long story. NICRO is not financially stable up to now. It's our challenge because we don't have financial support to sustain the organization and ensure that its services are provided to even the deepest rural areas, as we receive funds, limited funds from the Department of Social Development. So we employ less social workers because of the funds received. So we are emphasizing the government to help us in funding so that we can employ more social workers to help the communities, to help bringing change in our society. So we are wishing to extend our services to other courts, as we are in Limpopo. We are only at Mokopane, Mankweng, Waterberg, Luago, Musishoko, Muribeng, and Polokwane and Matala offices. So we are urging the government to help us as we want to help in this pandemic. And for more information, www.nicro.org.za, we will find more on our programs that we give to our people. Thank you, NICRO, working together to combat crime in South Africa. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I now call on Kinsani Mavasa.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Naku shaweta the acting premier membership. Naku shaweta hinkwenu ka n'wina, all protocol observed.
As we are taking guidance from brave women of 1956 in the vision of building resilient economies for all women, we need to take note. We need to take note that gender-based violence hinders resilient economies by causing direct financial losses. It limits women participation in labor markets and also in other critical sectors. The physical, mental, and social impact of gender-based violence lead to reduced work, to reduced hours, to reduction of production. It also increased healthcare costs and loss of revenue. It creates gender inequalities, reducing human capital development, and restricting women access to essential services and decision-making, which is crucial for building inclusivity and also sustainability in economy. It also limits women access to education and other essential services. That does not leave out the issue of accessing health care services, where we are facing challenges in rural areas, where women cannot go and access services because they're being beaten when they come back to home, where others are even checked to say, what is it that happened when you were there? It means you're with other men. Women in Limpopo are facing challenges of poverty, cultural norms, like male dominance, and also sexual entitlement. Patriarchal norms, including beliefs about male dominance, make it difficult for women to can challenge the abusive relationships. We know that it is normalized in the rural area that when you are beaten by your husband, it means he loves you. We know there are many relationships that we can witness, and even though we are keeping quiet as communities, even though we witness them, we like normalize it like it's something that is normal. And we can see this month of August, we have witnessed or we have had many cases where women were killed by their partners, were killed by their husband. Once a woman starts to make sure that you are taking a decision on your own, you want to indicate that maybe you are starting to be independent, that's when you will be killed. You will even hear in some of the instances where a man will say, I'm supporting you and your family. Everything that is happening is me, so there's no way you can take control of yourself. Then at the end, you are being killed, and even children are being killed. And the issue of rape, I cannot talk about that. The issue of patriarchal impact, it leads women to suffer significant depression, of which they even take their anger to children. We can even witness some cases where we are having meetings. For those of us whom we go to door, we go doing community imbizos, where you'll see a woman shouting to a child, even hitting the child with a fist like she's killing a snake. That resembles the depression of what she's going through at home. The government has introduced targeted interventions tailored to the need of the victims or survivors, as we say it. The 3 pieces of legislation signed into law. The Tutuzela centers, we know about them. The victim centers, we know about them, but they are not effective. It is less progress or non-progress at all, because it is not effective. There's a need to promote gender equality in addressing the root cause by challenging gender stereotypes, to empower women and girls to have support educational at schools and also at community level. To also have private sector.
Please conclude.
Also create supporting communities for women that are going to understand that we do have lesbian women that need to be protected. To also note that we are even having women who are living with HIV that also need to be supported. As women, those who are very experienced in this house, we have to ensure that we are having groups that we also support those who are unexperienced, sharing information, ensuring that we talk about these things, and it has to start within us, also addressing the issue of stigma. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now call on Tlangwangwane Sefisile from SINIBP.
Sanibonani bantu benkosi, baholi labahloniphekile, nani nonke lenihloniphekile. Namuhla ngime lapha phambi kwenu, ngitokhuluma ngaletinye namhla ngime phambi kwenu ngitawukhuluma ngaletinye tigcugcuteki letentekayo. Ngitawukhuluma ngaletinye tigcugcuteki letikhulu lesive sethu lesibhekene naso. Budlova lobusekelwe ebungatini kanye naletinye tinkinga tekuphila letibulala abafati tinsuku tonke. Loku akusilo ludzaba lwebafati kodvwa ludzaba lwemalungelo ebantfu, lwetimphilo nekulingana. Nangabe umfati akaphili kahle, umndeni awuphili kahle. Nangabe umfati akavikelekile, umphakathi nawo awukalungi. ENingizimu Afrika, budlova lobusekelwe ebungatini sebuyintfo lenkulu. Bafati nemantfombatane lamanyenti baphila ngekwesaba emakhaya abo, etikolweni, emsebentini kanye nasemphakatsini. Kanti letinkinga letihambisana naletinye, kushoda kwemsebenti nekuphoya kwenta abafati bangakwati kuphunyuka ebudloveni. Imikhuba nemasiko lahlatselako acindzetela futhi ahlazisa abafati. Tingcitsiki temtsetfo tivame kubambetela futhi tibulale lithemba lalabahlatselwako. Kutsi simise letintfo letentekako la emphakatsini, sidzinga tindlela leticacile. Kucinisa imitsetfo labadzala, budlova kumele bujeziswe masinyane. Kufundzisa emphakatsini, kufundzisa abafana nemadvodza ngenhlonipho nekulingana. Kuphakamisa umnotfo webafati, kudala imisebenti, kufundzisa emakhono nekusekela emabhizinisi abo. Kwakha tindzawo letiphephile, emakhaya ekucasha, tinombolo tekufonela nekusita lihlaselwako. Umfati lophakanyiswa, lowetfukile futhi lovikelekile uyakwati kushintsha umndeni wakhe, umphakathi wakhe kanye nesive. Kufaka sigcino, kubita ekusebenteni, budlova lobusekelwe ebungatini Akuyona indvo lengeke iphele, yentiwa bantfu, futhi ingapheliswa bantfu. Hulumende kumele acinise imithetho, imiphakathi kumele ivikele bafati, imindeni kumele ifundzise ngenhlonipho, futhi emadvodza kumele ahlanganyele nebafati, hayi kubalimata. Ngoba uma umfati baphila kahle, imindeni iyachuma. Uma umfati behlonishwa emphakathini, imiphakathi iyakhula. Uma bafati bakhululekile, sive sonke siyaphakama. Asibopheleke sakhe iNingizimu Afrika, lapho kuphepha, inhlonipho nekulingana kuyilungelo, hayi yipho. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much. I now call upon Honorable Elita Wiet from the Freedom Front Plus.
Honorable Speaker, members of this House and guests. Honorable Speaker, let us not sugarcoat the facts. Limpopo has the highest rate of GBV helpline calls in the country, 104 per 100,000 people, totaling 6,804 desperate pleas for help between 2020 and 2023. These are not just numbers. These are women crying out in terror at midnight. These are mothers hiding with their children in the dark. These are daughters whose future are stolen before they have begun. Between January and March 2024, Limpopo recorded 5,871 GBVF-related crimes, but only 720 convictions followed. This means thousands of women were failed by the justice system. Thousands of perpetrators walked away. What good is an action plan if it cannot deliver justice? What good is a law if it's not enforced? The Freedom Front Plus is not here only to criticize. We are here with solutions, solutions that this government lacks the will to implement. First, police accountability. Every sub-officer must be trained in handling GBVF cases. Not just a few, not just those in urban areas, all of them. And any officer who refuses to help a victim must face swift disciplinary action. Women cannot be victimized twice, once by the abuser and again by the system meant to protect them. Secondly, shelters in every district. It is unacceptable that safe houses are concentrated in cities. Rural women, especially in Waterberg, Sekhukhune, and Vhembe, are left without protection. The FF Plus demands that every district has at least one fully funded shelter with counseling, medical support, and reintegration services. Thirdly, economic empowerment. Honorable Speaker, many women stay in abusive relationships not because they want to, but because they are financially trapped. The FF Plus demands that provincial economic programs prioritize survivors of GBV. Give them training, give them access to microfinance, give them the means to stand on their own feet. But, Honorable Speaker, GBVF does not exist in a vacuum. It feeds on poverty, neglect, and broken systems. When 64 schools in Limpopo still use pit toilets, girls face daily risks of assault and humiliation. When clinics lack psychiatric nurses, women suffering trauma are turned away without help. When water infrastructure collapses, women are forced to walk kilometers to fetch water, exposed to attacks along the way. This is what we call structural violence, when the state fails to provide safety, education, healthcare, and infrastructure, it exposes women to further harm. Limpopo's women are not just victims of abusers, they are victims of a government that cannot provide the basics of dignity. We are speaking for the women of Limpopo, mothers, daughters, and sisters, whose daily existence is marked by violence, fear, and betrayal. Gender-based violence and femicide is not receding, it is raging, and the government is letting it burn. Just recently in August, a man was arrested after allegedly murdering his partner and then raping her 16-year-old daughter. The body of the mother was found hidden in a pit toilet of a local school. This is not only a crime, it's a desecration of a sanctuary, using a site meant for relief as a grave. 2 girls, aged 8 and 9, were on their way home from school when they were approached by 2 unidentified men who forcibly pulled them into nearby bushes where they were raped. GBVF may start at home, but it is enabled by broken streets, broken institutions, and broken governance. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I now call on Honourable Esther Shibampu.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Esther Shibambu. I'm from Napwa, also the founder of Re Amogetsogai Old Age Home. Today, I would like us to, sorry. Today, I want us to focus on the issue of building resilient economy for women as a powerful tool in eliminating GBVF and addressing the daily challenges that women are facing, and it keeps on coming. Let's first understand what is GBVF. GBVF is not about physical harm. It is a pandemic affecting women emotionally, psychologically, socially, and economically. We have 6 pillars of GBVF, National Strategy Plan. It's accountability, it is prevention, it is justice, it is response, it is economic power, research. I want us to focus on the issue of economic power. As women, we still don't have power economically. Why I am saying this? Mostly in the rural areas, we started projects, we fail on those projects because we don't have funding, which makes it impossible for us to run day-to-day project activities within the projects. Without resources, there is nothing we can do. We can speak for decades. We can speak for as much as we want. But at the end of the day, there is nothing we can do unless we see things differently. We also, as women, as long as you started something, you always be a target. You always be a victim. Why I'm saying this? Men are victimizing us. Sometimes you find that you started this project, then men, they don't take it as it is. Men, they take it as if you are undermining them. As long as that project, it shows that it's going up every day, men, they don't take it. So it ends up making us to be victims. At our facility, we are target of burglary. Each and every time people, they'll come and they break in, they will steal, they don't even care. We dealing with older women. They don't care of whatever that is happening in our facility. But because it is a woman-led facility, they will keep on coming, they will keep on breaking. So we as women, we are trying, but there is nothing that is assisting us. The government is failing us on the side of justice. We really need the justice part to work on us, because the other thing, one day you'll be like, you go open a case, but that case, we don't even know where those cases are ending. The reason is because the cases will be just, the police will just come and then they write down the docket, but nothing will happen. Nothing. You will never even get a statement. Nothing. You'll never ever find a closure. What happened? Did they catch the culprit? Did they find that person who did whatever they do in the facility? And it makes our older people to be even more vulnerable, because this whole thing, it makes them to have trauma. And when I speak about trauma, these people, they come to our facilities having the trauma of what happened to them back then. But now they're still having the same thing, because today there is no one who is respecting those elder people. These our sons, these our people around, men around us. They'll still come and do whatever they want to do. They'll come and rape these people. And if we are to keep quiet as women, nothing is going to happen. If we are to keep quiet, there'll still be GBVF, because women are still far. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to help us as women. And the other thing with these older women, that I'm taking care of them, they are also, you can see the element of trauma within them. And
Please conclude.
we do have those organizations, NPOs, that they can assist, but where are they? Are they funded so that they can also assist us? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now call on Refilwe Lucia Mahila.
Good day, Honorable Speaker and the fellow members of the House. Greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Refilwe Mahila. I'm from the organization named Stogamsadi, born again child, dedicated, passionate and resilient to serve the community. Also overcomer of GBVF under rape. Graduated for United Nations Women Mentorship and Coaching Program in 2023 in partnership with Office of the Presidency. Honorable members, when we deal with GBVF, we need to understand what kind of the matter or situation are we dealing with, since the President has identified it as a pandemic, pillar number 5. As a GBV survivor, through the challenges that I faced, I've experienced that some of the situations are coming from the generational curses. Some are coming from spirits. As Mama Munabulela Hori, August, it's another thing, and we are dealing Lemimoya, and it's true. Ironan to you. When we approach the situation, we must understand that we are dealing with a sensitive matter, so we must not handle it in a harsh way. Remember that some of the perpetrators don't know why are they finding themselves in those violences until something triggers what is inside them, and they start bottling out to the wrong people. Government institutions, private sectors, and community programs needs to collaborate and go to the ground where there's a child those kids may be going through on daily basis. And as they will be identifying them, then they will start dealing with those matters as itabi salibabanyani. Let us remember that it takes a community to raise a child. Jwale ka basadi, Modimo o re file matla gore re change the situations tša rena. Let us go and forgive our perpetrators, not continuing pushing them away because they are still our fathers. They are still our uncles. They are still our brothers, and they are still our children. Honorable members, as I'm ending, those perpetrators, ke rona basadi, re ka tšhentšhang maemo a bona by coming together, unite, and pray for them so that our God, mighty God, can release them from the situations that they are going through on daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are now come to the last person on the speakers list before we continue with the program, and I call on Mariah Malatsi from the ANC, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Ke sebaka se ke dumediše ke be ke leboge mokgatlo wa gešo African National Congress ge o kgonne gore beela mosadi gare ga basadi wa premier le di-speakera tša legislature le go leboga ge o kgonne re beela di-speakera tša dimasepala tša basadi le di-mayora tša basadi le chief whip tša basadi ka tšona re tla nwa maswi. Honorable Speaker, let me stand on the protocol that is already observed. Honorable Speaker, we gathered here today under the heavy shadow of pandemic that is not spoken enough of. Yet it claims lives daily. The GBV is not a simple women's issue. It is a societal crisis, a moral crisis, and a human crisis, rights crisis. Women in our country wake up each and every day carrying the fear of harassment, abuse, and violence in spaces where they should feel safe, like homes, their workplace, and their communities. The question before us is clear. How do we eliminate this scourge of once and for all? Not to manage it, not to reduce it, but to eliminate it. To do this, Honorable Speaker, we need a comprehensive strategy that goes beyond surface interventions. It must confront the root cause, the deep-seated patriarchy, the harmful social norms, and the economic inequalities that fuel women vulnerability. It must also build strong systems of prevention, swift justice, and proper support for survivors. This means teaching our children respect and equality from a young age. It means strengthening policing and ensuring that justice is not delayed or denied. It means investing in shelters, counseling services, and community programs that protect women and empower them to rebuild their lives. At the same time, I must acknowledge and commend the Limpopo government for the strides it has taken in tackling GBVF initiatives such as community dialogues, support for shelters and integrated programs between law enforcement, social workers, and civil society, and civil society are steps in the right direction. This action shows commitment, leadership, and the recognition that women deserve dignity and safety. However, this is not a fight that government can win alone. We need households, schools, workplace, faith communities, and civil society to rise together. We need men to be part of this solution, not the problem. We need collective action, loud consistency, and unrelenting until no woman in South Africa lives in fear. Let us imagine a future where our daughters can walk freely, where our sisters and mothers are respected, and where equality is not a dream but a lived reality. That future is possible, but only if we choose to fight for it together. Honorable Speaker, the elimination of GBVF is not optional. It's urgent. It is not negotiable, and it's in our shared responsibility. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mera Mahlase. You even left some seconds. That's very progressive. Basadi ba tshwere. Without wasting time, I shall now call upon the acting premier, Me Dieketse Mashiho, the MEC of Health, to come and just give us a progress report on implementing of 2023 Women's Parliament resolutions and response to the debate.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to the Speaker of the House, Dr. Makrupeja, the Deputy Speaker, who's also the presiding officer today, Honorable Tebogo Mamrobela, the member of the NCOP present here with us, Honorable Ndlovu, and then let me also greet the Deputy Presiding Officer for today, Honorable Helm, the Chairperson of the Standing Committee on Quality of Life with Women, Youth, and People with Disabilities, Honorable Mantata Mahasela, Honorable members of the Women's Parliament, members of the legislature, executive mayors, speakers, all councillors who are present here today, officials from the Office of the Premier, led here by Mr. Tema today, and officials from the legislature, distinguished guests in the public gallery, ladies and gentlemen, Dimasiari, Inhlekani, Tobela, good afternoon, Lochani, Goeiemiddag. We meet today in this Women Parliament during a significant moment, the closing days of Women's Month, a month dedicated to celebrate and honor the role of women in shaping our democracy, our economy, and our communities. Yet, even as we celebrated, we were confronted by a painful reality. In this very month, our province and our country have been shaken by horrific incidents of violence against women and children. We have seen lives brutally taken, women killed, children brutalized, and bodies mutilated. The reports of gender-based violence and femicide have risen at an alarming rate, and Limpopo has not been spared, with several deaths recorded in our communities during this period. This must be a call to action. As a government, we cannot fold arms while such barbaric acts are committed under our watch. This parliament must be remembered as the one that did not just express outrage, but sought solutions. We owe it to the memory of more than 20,000 women who on the 9th of August 1956 marched to the Union buildings, led by the courage of Bomama Lilian Ngoni, Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, Sophie William de Bruyn, and others. They stood against apartheid, past laws, and against a system that denied women dignity, equality, and a voice. Their march was not only about rejecting oppression, but about affirming the principle that no nation can be free until its women are free. No economy can prosper until its women prosper. And no democracy can be complete until its women are equal. Today, as we deliberate in this Women Parliament, we must draw inspiration from that historic march. We must remember that our duty is not just to commemorate their courage, but to advance their struggle in our time. Against patriarchy, against inequality, against unemployment, and against gender-based violence and femicide. In this spirit, it is in this spirit that we report on the progress we have made since the resolutions of the 2023 Women's Parliament. Last year, this Parliament called for a greater digital inclusion and for bridging the credit gap for women. Guided by this, the government has expanded broadband access, connected more than 5,924 households, and establishing 377 Wi-Fi hotspots across the province, with rural communities as a priority. Along this, 1,415 women have received training in different IT skills to ensure that they can fully participate in the digital economy. In this way, we are not only celebrating women's participation, but equipping them with tools to compete in the economy of the future. In line with the call for gender-sensitive policies and protection of women workers, the principle enshrined in our labor laws, such as the right to fair labor practices, equal pay for equal work, reasonable working hours, and safe workplaces, continue to be enforced. Departments across the province have been directed to apply these protections consistently, ensuring that women are not only protected by law, but also in practice. On the economic front, the Limpopo Provincial Procurement Strategy has set a bold target for 40% of procurement opportunities being awarded to women-owned enterprises. This is a direct response to the call that women must not only be participants in the economy, but decision makers and leaders who shape the direction. This aligns with South Africa's current role as G20 president under the theme of solidarity, equality, and sustainability. In this spirit, Limpopo's women programs this year, including the launch of Women's Month in Waterberg, the National Women's Day celebration in Kuankuwa, and the Elderly Soccer Tournament in Bilabila, have all placed emphasis on women's leadership, resilience, and empowerment. The 2023 resolutions also called for the protection of human rights, including those of the LGBTQIA+ community. South Africa continues to be a global leader as the first country to enshrine constitutional protection against discrimination based on sexual orientation. And as Limpopo, we reaffirm our commitment to ensuring that women in all diversities are recognized and protected, with stronger measures against hate crimes and gender discrimination. Honorable members, while we acknowledge this progress, the reality of the past month has reminded us that our work is far from being done. The brutal killings of women during this period have exposed the depths of the crisis of gender-based violence and femicide. We must recognize that policies and programs alone will not end this scourge. What is required is a justice system that is swift and uncompromising against perpetrators, a society that refuses to normalize violence, communities that stand united to protect women and children, and a new generation of men who embrace equality not as a favor but as a duty. Let this Women's Parliament be remembered as a space where solutions were born, where commitments were renewed, and where we declared as a province that enough is enough. Not one more woman must die at the hands of violence. Not one more girl must be denied her future. Together we must end gender-based violence, build resilient economies with women at the center, and ensure equal opportunities in education, technology, and enterprise. As we close Women's Month, let us not inherit half freedom. Let us honor the women of 1956 by building a South Africa that is fully free, fully equal, and fully inclusive. And what we can do as women is to ensure that we support one another. We support women business. We support women in leadership. As Limpopo, we are blessed that I'm standing in the shoes of Musadi Rabasadi, the very first female premier of Limpopo. And you look at the speaker there, Dr. Makuru Pecha is a female. Our deputy speaker is female. This is what we want to see. And we are saying as the province, we are moving forward. What we need from you as women of Limpopo is let us unite, let us work together, let us ensure that all the organizations that we are leading, all the businesses that we are leading, we support one another. We want to appreciate the honorable members who were presenting here. Others spoke about lack of support for their businesses. We are saying as the provincial government, opportunities are there. And we request honorable members to say, when you are running your organization, when you are running your business, you do not wait for government to come and see what you are doing. You stand and go to those offices and knock on those offices and ask for assistance, and you will be assisted. Also, what we need to check on, and honorable members, is that I've heard that honorable members are still saying that we are still far in terms of representation of women. We are saying we can do better, but as Limpopo, we are seeing that there's light in this dark tunnel. And we are saying, honorable members, it is also your responsibility to look at the organizations, even the political organizations that you are supporting, to check, to push those policies, to say, government is saying at least 50% of females in leadership must be represented. So if we are doing that as government, we are saying it is your responsibility now to say in that organization where you are leading or where you are part, to push that policy, because it cannot be correct to say when we talk of 50-50, we are only looking at the ruling party in Limpopo, which is the African National Congress. And you come to other parties, we don't see things happening. And we are also saying in those organizations, we must tell them that even if we send representation to municipalities, to legislatures, even to the National Assembly, you must also look at women, because as women, we are capable, we are able to lead. But if us as women, where we are seated, where we are leading organizations, we always forward men to lead us, then we will come and gather here and complain that we are not being recognized as women when we have our voice in the organizations that we are sitting in, to say we have women who can lead and we want to see these women leading. For example, we are saying here we are in legislature. If we know that every party has given a representation and we see that it's 50% each, then it means the whole legislature will comply in terms of saying at least 50% of the members of legislature are women. And we know that those women are responsible for the women of Limpopo, and they will be able to speak to the challenges, to speak to the policies that will protect the women of Limpopo. So I'm just saying that let us not just be women who are only complaining about not being included, but let us be women who believe in women leadership. Let us be women who will promote other women. Let us be women who will talk about other women, so that when we talk tomorrow, we know that we have placed women who are pushing the agenda of women forward. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Zimbabwe.
Indeed, editor ke basadi ke tsona. Le mokwela ke acting premier. Basadi pele fela. Ka pele le basadi. Re a leboha tona kgolo ya rena. Premier wa rena o dula complainare. Na o tshwantse o nyakele ka Sepedi tona kgolo ke ya monna. Ya basadi ba bitsa eng? Ke tshwantse re taba e ke rie. Nali speaker, we must get it right in Pedi. I get to tell you or riking, but we'll have to get it right and stop calling these women tuna hulu and call them with the correct one kaspedi. In Venda they say muranga vundu. So that covers whichever is a female or male. So now I need it in a female in bed. But thank you very much, Realewa, your counseling, acting premier. We shall now call upon the Speaker of Legislature, Dr. Makoma Makuru's Peter, to come and do the closing address for us, for this Women Parliament.
Deputy Speaker of the Limpopo Province, Me Tebogo Poshia Grace Mamrovela, who's the presiding officer today, together with your Honorable Deputy Presiding Officer, Honorable Elm. You were good. I like it, you were good. So I always don't give them time. So today they said they got me. So the MEC of Health, Mediaketse Mashego, on behalf of the Premier, Dr. Popira Matua, MEC of Agriculture, Mena Kedikekana, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Me of Quality of Life, Women, Youth, and Children with Disability, Honorable Mantata Caroline Mahasela, and members serving in the committee, Honorable Lel Marie, Honorable Machomani Deli, Honorable Machomani Asnat, Honorable Doela Nongoda, Honorable Me Christina Mohali from the Wipari who's here, Honorable members Me Dikeledi Mete, Ramuthola, Me Gloria Munisi, Honorable Mposhai, who came to support this women's parliament. We thank you so much. We must as well acknowledge the member of parliament here today serving in the NCOP, Mesani Ndlovu. She's coming here. She's our member, NCOP parliamenting. So today she's here to support us. Raleboga. Honorable Mayor, Executive Mayor of Skukune, Mbaina Maula, as well as Mayor Mera Mahlasi, the mayor of Makudutamaga municipality, who's here, and other councillors who are acting mayors. I've seen a number of you who are representing your executive mayors here. But as well, I must acknowledge the speaker of Capricorn District, Melihong. You are welcome because you are the host here, and all the speakers that are here, I've seen a number of them speakers, you are acknowledged. As well, we must acknowledge all other, the chief whips that are here, all councillors from different districts and municipalities that are here, Bishop Mpatlele, le baruti ka moka, Bishop re a leboga, e le tlile mo go tla o shofatsa letšatši la rena today. Mme Nkaruma Teta is one woman who has led a very difficult institution called the IEC. Ha le re bona mo re le maloko a parlamente, re beile ke ena mme Mateta ke ena a reng wena o kry-a vote tše tlhano, wena o kry-a tše 5. So for her to come and support us today, we're very, very honored. Ke leboge all the chapter 9 and 10 institutions that are here. The Secretary of the Legislature, Ntate Maake re mo kubile. Today we are met with the COO, Melindiwe Khomu, and with the Chief Operating Officer and the Deputy Secretary, and you are in Torre. Today re etela pele ke basadi, banna ka moka re ba kubile. Re a leboga. And staff sa legislature ke a le bona le botse ke petele matsogo. Today re tšere decision ya staff sa legislature a se bereki. O bereka ba basadi ka moka ba bereki o bereka banna fela. My special guest, Mel Joy Matato. Thank you so much for coming. You feel it. It was nice. I was very happy to see you as my honorable member today. All guests, and attendees from different institutions, different political parties, organizations. All the 6 political parties are here that are represented in the legislature, which is the ANC, the EFF, the DA, the DA, the UAT, the Freedom Front Plus, as well as the MK Party. All of them were represented. Ndimasiari, Inhlikani, Thobela, Malibongwe. It is a great pleasure to stand before you to this August House to deliver a closing address to this wonderful occasion of the 2025 Provincial Women's Parliament. This year, Assembly of Women in the province was convened to enable us to take stock of the progress we made so far in addressing the key developmental challenges affecting women and advancing their interest in the province and ever-changing the world. I must indicate that Limpopo Legislature is an establishment of the statute. It seized with the responsibility of lawmaking, conducting oversight work over the provincial executive, and ensuring public participation in its work. I must also bring it to the attention of the Augusta House that convening this Provincial Women's Assembly is in accordance with the legislature constitutional mandate. It is convened in an endeavor to further legislature's obligation to perform its oversight responsibility on the implementation of 2023 Provincial Women's Parliament and ensuring that accountability by the provincial executive to this August House. Today, since 2023, and Tabare MEC wa Health membership a re boditse gore ba tswela pele and ba tla tswela pele gore di resolutions tsa rena including le tsa today ba yo di tswetsa pele and rena ro tswela re ba bitsa ngwaga ka moka re to ba re ba bitsa mo legislature re le tla kae ka tse ba le boditseng tsona basadi. Let me state up front that we are here because the Portfolio Committee on Quality of Life, Women, Youth, Children, and People with Disabilities summoned us to this August House to exhaust its obligation of women of the province. As we have always maintained in the past, this Portfolio Committee is one amongst many enjoyed as a committee of the legislature to carry out the work of the legislature, including this one. Let me indicate that this committee has a responsibility to conduct oversight on the work of the Executive Council regarding women, children, youth, and persons with disability. Jalo di boletseng ka moka, ntate ba batleng ba o tswa ko officing ya premier. MEC a tla le tee, o tle le ntate Thema ba gona kwa, o tle le mme Sara Monyamane, ba thieleditse ba di kwele ka moka, re fetsa mo re tlo ba fa di resolution. Kgwedi e fela mme Caroline Masala le committee ya gage ba tlo ba ba bitsa ba re re botseng gore le tla kae ka dilo tse basadi ba le boditseng tsona. I'm impressed by the level of engagement and participation which members of this August House have demonstrated to the House proceedings today. And I must say that they indeed confirm through their engagements that this provincial legislature is their voice, and they are using it to advance the interest of many other women who did not make it to this occasion. Indeed, you are representing the people of the province, even wherever they are, listening to you, they will realize you are here to represent them. As all of you have noted progress report of the implementation of 2023 Women's Parliament Resolution, as well as the responses of the debate by members represented here by MEC representing Dr. Puputra Ramatuba. She has done so in conformity with the requirement of being continually accountable to this August House and ensuring that decisions taken by members of this August House find expression in government programs and equally ensure that government keep you abreast with what it has done implementing those resolutions. Ndifanele nkombisa leswaku mbulavurisano ya n'wina yi khomiwile hi ku ringana naswona yi ta hlamuseriwa eka nhlengeletano leyi hi landzelaku lembe leri taka. I'm confident that next year we'll come back and assess how far we have gone. As we celebrate here, the theme today says building resilient economies for all. As we do that, we must be able to remember some people like Me Sisulu. At the time that we're fighting Me Sisulu, Albertina Sisulu, she said, women are the people who are going to relieve us from all this oppression and depression. The rent boycott that is happening in Soweto, that was in the 90s, is alive because of the women. It is the women who are on the street committees educating people and stand up and protect each other. So we must go all out in her spirit to make sure that whatever we're complaining about today, as women we say, it will never happen during our time. When Masi Sulu stood up and say it will not happen in our name, even ourselves as women who must stand up and say, not our generation, where we see our children killed every day, where we see the women killed every day. Let's stand up and be the voice of those that are voiceless and educate everyone wherever we are. These women include Meshalot Mateke, apartheid activist, Me Josephine Mushobani, Me Joyce Mashamba, Me Florence Elizabeth Muzuza, and Me Irene Mutsila. Some of those who were part of this legislature, and they've built a foundation that we must all carry forward. Ndichezemo na ngudo zivao kabafumakazi vanu nga avazine zari tutuweza uphetha ngalauri aradi rote saba mufumakazi rajenelela ngabudalo ngadivo ya mvelediso na shanduko ya chichava chashu. There appears an opportunity for achievement, for more progress, development, and empowerment, including everyone in society that are currently obtained. We must as well talk about our own president, President Cyril Ramaphosa, at Nkwankwa Stadium, when he said, a woman is empowered. When a woman is empowered, everyone gets empowered. When a woman is prosper, we all prosper. When women rise, we all rise. We must do that. We must know that these positions are not ours. I'm not the speaker because I'm better than all of you. And when I don't do things right, I'm disappointing all of you because I'm representing women in the position I hold. So wherever we are, we must remember that the position we hold is not our personal property, it's the property of the community. We must always respect it, always understand the needs of those that we are representing, and make sure that when we rise with them. We use whatever power we have to empower them and make sure that we prosper, they all prosper. MEC, I'm challenging you today. I want you to tell the Premier that there are things that, as and when I've been part of this process of saying, when other programs were made, for example, the program feeding scheme, it was meant for women. It was never made for tender. Because there are women who are doing bakeries at home. There are women who are doing gardening there. Where do we get the food that is feeding our children in schools? Where do we get the food that we deliver in hospitals? Where do we get linen when our own women are doing baroka marabana mobakarekisha? It can be that at this time, when women that I spoke about fought for free sanitary towels, badi humana ka tenda, basadi ba palla go humana je ba tshwantse ba di humana. There is a leboagomu abato here. Its intention was never to get any businessmen to come into it, was to make it a cooperative. Morithomang ka batho bao ba le dikgogo. Wa ba le ba o di godisha. O thoma le ba le mai wa ba le dikgoba ba le ba o di godisha. Ra fetsa ra disha kae? Abatho. E re fetsa ra o tla ba benefit le batho ba kae? How many industrialists, head leader every day, Honorable Mahasela, ere yona e empower the industrialists, bona le IDT. Ke basadi ba ba kae ba re kae mamorare, mosadi o ke industrialist wa fileng tšhelete ke DTI and Ramona go o gona o tswela pele. Let's go back to the drawing board. Rena is the legislature. If una le melao ye le ganetšang, re ready o tswela pele le lena re die melao yeo. The status quo presented cannot continue in the manner it is. Ge re eme mo le khono ka moka re tseba ka botlalo gore boemedi bja basadi go ralala le makala ka moka a setšhaba sa rena bo tswela pele go fetola le go fetoga go oketša gore tsela ya rena e be e kaone maabane o phale le khono o phale go sasa le go sasa o be kaone o feta maabane. Tsela yeo basadi ba e dirileng moruong wa province e ya kwagala le phetogo. Mara ye nngwe gape ke ya connectivity. Debate ya rena e bolela ka connectivity gore e ke le malaeneng a kwa gae ke dia mmereko wa business mara go sena network ko rekiša kae ka re matšatši a batho ba rekiša online, batho ba rekiša TikTok mara ke sena network ko marketa ko kae ka sepela bjang. Ya mafelelo bomma taba ya gender based violence is in our hands. Re nyadiša bana ba sa tshwanela o nyadišwa. Re fane batho ba matšwantle ba re llang ka bona dipasa because re ba nyadišitše ba ba diretše bana. Ene ge motho o la monyetši a dia dilo tša o se be tšona o a tseba gore o tlo mo reporta o tlo mmolaya before a ya police station. So ka gore yalo basadi a re emeng ka maoto batho ba le ba re tšetše di-spaza shop ba re fa 2,000 every month mara a re bolele. Ge mmušo gore nna nka o fa 100,000 wa tsoša shopo yao ya gale ya makoti. Rena ba ka di o bolela ka re ditetše mo line ba re fa di 1,000 di 2,000 ba change dinto tša sebe le mafastere. Ke rena re mobilizang bašimanyana ba gore wa a tsamaya. Mmušo o le tee di-spaza shop re ka se di lokiše ra boe ra tšea di-business tša rena a re boele morago. Let's go back to the basics and make sure that rena as the legislature we are ready to support you. We will be able to work with you. We will make sure that whatever you bring, we'll take it forward. Rena le committee re bitša petitions committee ke ba reporta di mayor mo ba bona. Ge o ka ba le masipala la isha dillo tša lena ba se le theeletše lengwala la tamo legislature fa committee ba reng petitions committee ba tla mo ba ba tšeisa oath a ka no se die tšona ba mo tshwariša ya trongo. Re šetše re nyakile o tshwariša ba babedi ba ithapeletša ba sa diitše setšhaba se di nyakang. So re legislature ya 7th administration e eme ka maoto e tshwere ke basadi e supporta premier wa mosadi re Limpopo must change. By the time ya rena e fela Limpopo must be different. Re tlo tšea dillo tša lena ra di šomi ra di beakantšha gabotse ra ngwala reporto ke re ka mantswe wa mabedi a mararo re bile le letšatši le le botse ka moka ga lena ke le ba ba botse mesasengogofu. This was the best day I've ever had. Thank you so much. Re leboga ka moka all batho ba debatileng re leboga premier ga o tlholele rena today re šetše mantswe a Dr. Popira Mathuba di mayor ka moka le makhanselara lena di honorable members. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We are now going to call upon Honorable Christina Mohale to do the vote of thanks. And then in this house, Honorable Mohale, she does a presentation sitting where she's seated. Over to you, Honorable Mohale.
Malibongwe. Igama lamakhosikazi. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker Meteboho Mamorobela. I pass my greetings to the Honorable Speaker of this House, Dr. Makoma Makurupete, the
the Deputy Presiding Officer of today, Honorable Mary Helm, the Honorable Acting Premier Benediction, who is also the MEC of Health, Honorable MEC Menakedi Sibanda Kekana, Honorable members of the Standing Committee on the Quality of Life and Status of Women, Youth, and People with Disabilities, together with the Chairperson, Honorable Mahasela Mantata Mahasela, let me get this correct, Honorable Mantata Mahasela, and Honorable Councillors, Executive Mayor, I've seen the Executive Mayor of Sekhukhune District Municipality, who is also my leader in the ANC Women's League. Other mayors present here, speakers of different municipalities, chief whips from different municipalities, and also traditional leaders if they are in here, because the people belong to the traditional leaders. And I also greet all of you, honorable members of this August House. Today you are honorable members. Like the speaker has said, you look beautiful. And today we are sitting here under the theme Building Resilient Economies for All Women, has once again shown the strength of women voices when united for a common purpose. And firstly, let me thank you, Presiding Officer, Honorable Deputy Speaker Teboho Mamrobela, and your counterpart, Honorable Mary Helm, for steering today's program with dignity. Your guidance ensured that the business of the day was conducted with order and respect. We also extend our gratitude to Honorable Machomani GD for the warm welcome. Your message reminded us of the importance of women representation in the public and private sector. Honorable Mantata Mahasela, the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Quality of Life, Status of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, thank you for outlining the purpose of this parliament sitting. You reminded us that this is not just a ceremonial sitting, but an accountability platform to drive implementation of women-centered policies. We are deeply grateful to our acting Premier, Honorable Dieketseng Mashego, for the progress report on the implementation of the 2023 Women's Parliament resolutions. Your commitment to the empowerment of women in technology, health, education, and economy is a living example that women can lead with both compassion and decisiveness. Our heartfelt appreciation also goes to our Honorable Speaker of the Legislature, Dr. Makoma Makurupeche, for your inspiring closing remarks and for your consistent leadership in ensuring that the issues affecting women remain at the heart of our legislative work. You remind us that women occupy positions of authority. When women occupy positions of authority, transformation follows. Honorable members, Lena, that were debating, the debates of today were rich and solution-driven. We confronted issues of technological development and training, entrepreneurship, community care initiatives, and the urgent fight against gender-based violence and femicide. These are not abstract topics. They touch the lives of every woman and girl in our province. The responsibility now lies with us to move from debate to action. Families under difficult circumstances. To them, this sitting must remain a symbol of hope and a driver of tangible change. Finally, we thank the legislature staff, civil society, traditional leaders, and all who contributed to the success of this session. Ka Sepedi ba re mosadi o swara thipa ka bohaleng. Re swanetse go itswela pele go lwela tokologo le tlhabololo ya basadi le setšhaba ka bophara. Ke a leboga.
Ra leboga, Honorable Mohale, the member of Wipari. Let me call upon Honorable Majomane Asnat to come and do announcement.
Thank you very much. Ba le sa phapate matsogo a le tlo ja. Le tseba ga botse gore
Se ke se tletše mo lehono ke se segolo is all motho mongwe le mongwe a nyakang gore e direge mara ga le sa tše announcement bjale ka item e bohlokwa le ilo ja le tla gae thank you very much honorable speaker mmagorena honorable speaker Dr. Makurupetša, our deputy speaker, honorable speaker, deputy Ntebo, our yellow bone, honorable chair of the committee and her entourage, NCOP Sanin Ndlovu, and all honorable members who are present here, the mayor Rajarena, our district mayors, and our local mayors, Baba Lengona Lohonumo, ke sa lebale gore le nna le hono matepe ke fa go gore mma gore na gona mo ke no modumedisha special ba geshu mogale a di a tlhabirwa mma go noa go gona mma go sekhukhune mo mashishi a magolo a manyapa a tlhabirwa ke sa lebale gore re na le baswara teu ba ba kgethileng ke morena wa rena ga re ka tlogela bona le godimo le tla ba thata mma gore na bishop Mphahlele le baruti ka moka ba dikereke ba le leng gona magoši a rena ga go le dikgošigadi tša rena ka gore letšatši la lehono re phagamiša gore mme bahumagadi ba mešate ya rena mafata matelele ba le re swaretše go pušu ya rena gore pušu e nngwe le nngwe e tshwere ke morena our special guest bana bešong ke se ka ba šia ke bolela ka dikotakotane dikota di šia nkong botata go rena ka moka ba le leng gona re a le dumediša ebile re le amogela gore le hlile le rena le hlile re thekgile le no kwa re le basadi re ka dira honorable speaker we can't ge go ka tswelela no ga mola mathomo ka moka re o tshela re le basadi ro nyaka gore monna o kae batho ba ke letswai la lefase ba gešo ge re le basadi re noši re ka se phele ke letswai le ya re nošetša re a ba rata e no bo re a re ba kgopeleleng maatla a tshokologo go morena gore tše ba re dirang tšona di se ka hlele di ba gona ka re kgobokane mo ka lebaka la bona mara basadi ba ba raro ka se ba tswalelele ka rumong for about 3 months re tlo fetša re bolayana go sena letswai mo gare ga rena re tla be re dira eng re a ba rata we love you all le banna ba rena ntle le go senya sebaka ba gešo nna se ke se tletšeng mo ke go no re ke tlo bolela gore na ge re tloga mo re ya kae a ke re se ga gešo se re mogalo wa ga lefišo le ga basadi ba etswa temeng mašimong ge ba gorogantši buana o mongwe le monyako bone gore mo mošateo goba mo legislature le re tshwariša eng gore re o fa bana ka gae goba rena re tshwariše mo go ba bangwe honorable speaker ke kwele mo a ke dire ditshwaotshwao ba gešo ke no e fetiša bala ba faith organization ka mma gore na mola seanego o re o no bontšha mantšu a mangwe gore bona ba tla kgona jwang go tšwela pele ba hlankela mmušo sa ba direle tše di ba kgotsofatšang mara puku e nngwe ke e badile ka gore ke badiredi ba ntšula morena e re a ke eng se se tlogong karoganya le lerato la keresete na ke tlala goba tšona ditshotlo tšona tše re tlhakanetšanang le tšona ke tšona di tlang gore dira gore jwale re arogane le lerato la modimo mmušo o re leng ka gare ga ona ke mmušo wa modimo e re mmušo wa mongwe le mongwe ke mmušo wa modimo ne ke no re ke yona yo ba gešo honorable speaker a ka tlela go dira ditshwaotshwao when this August House sitting on the 2025 Women's Parliament adjourn today it shall reconvene against next year at a date determined by our honorable speaker in consultation with other relevant stakeholders. The honorable speaker of the legislature, Dr. Makurupetša Makoma Grace, invites honorable members, delegates, and guests for lunch arranged as follows. For honorable members, delegates, and all our guests, lunch shall be served at the basement of the main building of the legislature. For the staff of the legislature and all other officials, lunch shall be served at the main committee boardroom. Ke seo bana bešong ke beng ke se tletše ke re ga le sa bethe matsogo a le tlo ja re leboga modimo wa rena amen
Re a leboga Honorable Matomane, honorable members and our guests. This is a very respectable house. Well, we are going to a prayer. All of us were going to be silent and respect this house. Akere basadi. And basadi ba na le order. And basadi ba tlile to the house of government mo di phetho di tswang ona mo ba tlisang ona mathata a bona ba di dia orderly akere vele moruti o tlo rapella ba rapella le dijo a lapela le re be le order moruti a fetso rapella ka moka rena re a tsebo re diang mmereko fela re ema until the officials tsa rena ba procedure ba etswa ra ba re kgone ho latela ba protocol ba tla re thusha nna re tseba basadi e le basadi bao ba le order that is why le ko strateng wa se bona setupu sa mosadi se phadima kore ka kwa motseng o lone mosadi be re kgopela ka o ikokobetša re kgopela bishop wa rona ba tle ba re rapelele ka re basadi re needa di-prayers ka re tshwere malapa re tshwere setšhaba ba rapelele le dijo tša rena bishop mphatlhele ke nako ya lena le tle le re rapeleleng.
Reboka we modimo reboka we namo dimo reboka we zote denteke wena mudi mo reboka wena a re tswalle mahlo re lebogeng letšatši le le botse re kgopele tšhogofatšo go modimo modimo a rena ka lebitso la jesu kriste wa nazareta ba ba re batamela go wena kgoši a ka letago re tšea basadi ba palamente re tšea palamente jehova re gafela matsong a gago ka re a dikgoro tša legodimo gore be atlegileng ka wena ka leina la jesu re tšea boetapele ba rena papa re tšea le south africa re gafela go wena modimo a rena ka lebitso la jesu re a tseba ba ba lentšu lao le re ko wena modimo a rena phamile o ile wa hlola legodimo lefase wa ba re fa mmušo boetapele wa re o rapele marena le magoši le babuši ka moka papa re a rapela modimo a rena phelang letšatši le le botse la lekgono ka re ga palamente basadiši ba papa bomme ba swara malapa bomme ba etapele bohle ka moka jehova in jesus mighty name modimo a rena phagamileng ba hlоноfatše ka moka letšatši le ke tšatši la gore ke mafelong a kgwedi ya basadi modimo a rena phagamileng wana wa bopa mosadi gore basadi be bona bommago ditšhabatšhaba le lekgono jehova re a go leboga papa ešwa modimong wana o ileng wa fa basadi maatla a go buša basadi maatla a go laola malapa basadi maatla a go rwala difamily re morena ba šegofatšeši ba ka lebitso la jesu ba sa sepela jwalo šegofatša palamente ya rena šegofatša speakera sa rena šegofatša bohle modimo a rena di-presidente ka moka di-premier modimo a rena ka lebitso la jesu mošo a limpopo re o fa wena modimo gore o hlоноfatše ka hlоноfatšo ya gago re a rapela modimo a rena a phela re motho ma le ma modimo a ka mo hlоноfatše re leboga tšohle le tirelo e ka lebitso la jesu kriste mophološi wa maphelo a rena ka ra kopano ya basadi ka lebitso la jesu a reng ka moka re amen a ene pula mahlohonolo re a leboga.
Thank you very much. Re a leboa moruti wa rena re sa eme ka maoto. The house will be adjourned. Thank you very much.